Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes! We here today, y'all. Our guy, king of the fourth quarter, not feeling too well. So he at home getting rest. KB, shout out to you, baby boy. We hope you feel better real soon. It's always not the same when somebody isn't here, but that makes us have to step out and make sure we put on a show, right? Because it's always like that. When somebody misses, you try to have the best show. What you about to say?
It's first I'm gonna say it's a Saturday. You know, KB try to keep it organized, but these be the shows that be laid back, relaxed, we be vibing, so it's gonna be a good show.
You like you got on a raincoat.
It was raining.
I know, but it's just unique to see someone actually wear it looked like you intentionally wore a raincoat.
I did.
Huh.
It ain't magically appear on me when I walked outside. I did.
I just don't have a raincoat.
My coat
You
is
gotta
like a
step your
raincoat.
closet up.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
do.
kind of rain repellent or whatever. I like it. It's kind of dope. Before we dive into the show and get into Drop the Mic and all of these good things that we want to talk about today, we have a special announcement. We are going to be having a live show in LA. Tickets will be on sale on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And yeah, man, we are going to be out there for All-Star Weekend. Y'all already know the vibes. One of my favorite things that we've done over the years are these live shows. I'm sure the guys can attest to that and speak on that as well. Super excited to get back out there. A wonderful place to celebrate All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that Miami location to drop. But always good to go out somewhere and have some good weather. We did a live show last year in San Francisco.
Yes, we did.
That was really, really dope. We had Baron Davis. We had a large crowd. A lot of the basketball community and content creators came out and showed a lot of support as well. But yeah, man, we back out there. It's the live show.
Especially like being in LA.
What was the last show? What's the last live show in San Francisco though? Was it like a year removed? Because we didn't go to Summer League.
No, I think we went to Denver.
No, you're way off.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Denver was years ago. We were still with HOH when we did Denver.
That's a fact.
I thought, you're right. I thought that was like the end of that, and then going into the next season.
Your timelines be a little messed up.
It is.
Number one, All-Star was never in Denver.
Oh, I know. I was talking about you asked when was the last live show.
Right. That was with HOH.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been the last live show.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Timeline way off.
Way off.
I forgot about the whole.
But yes, y'all, Monday,
Yeah.
10 a.m., y'all gonna make sure y'all get y'all tickets. Our live shows is something you never want to miss. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put together an incredible show for y'all. All-Star Weekend, the vibes is always up and immaculate. I know a lot of y'all travel out to see us, so that's one of the main reasons we never fail to put on a good show. And then, of course, as we get closer and closer to the date, more details will unravel, but trust me and believe me, if you can and you're able, make sure you get out there and come kick it with us for All-Star. Even just not kicking it with us. I think All-Star is one of those times or one of those weekends where it's just good to be around, even if you're not necessarily able to get into the events or like, you know, the actual All-Star
If you're just walking
festivities.
around, you might walk into somebody.
You just being in that city, close to proximity of everything. And again, even if you're not going to the game or the dunk contest or whatever, just being around in the vicinity of everything. There's a lot of.
You probably found one of their hotels too. I mean, just crazily. If you walk around.
Oh, you mean for the sake of meeting people, players?
You're going to see a crowd of people every time. Once they find out where the players are hanging out, there's nothing but crowds of people that just hang out there.
You remember when we was in Charlotte and the city is so small that
the hotels right there?
That's what I'm saying. Like, again, even if you're not going to the events, you can make something happen. You can make something happen up there.
What I'm saying is, outside of the actual game event, there are events that you can go to if you're not like. There's always like 2K activations, and somebody may have a new shoe dropping, so Nike or Adidas may have a workshop over here, and all. There's every time we in a city, it's like Mike says, a bunch of crowds of people doing a lot of fun things, almost kind of like Summer League. Because like even if you're not going to Summer League,
there's always something to do.
Yeah, it's just everything is just going on around that time. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all. See y'all soon. All-Star Weekend. What All-Star is this for us? We went to Charlotte. That was our first one. We had the one at home in Chicago. We went to Utah, Cleveland, Indianapolis, San Francisco. And am I forgetting one? I think this may be our 7th and our 8th year because we didn't go to COVID. So this should be All-Star number 7 out of the 8 years we've been doing it. So Yeah, man, it's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be fun. I'm ready. I'm excited. Can't wait to see y'all. And I'm trying to remember. Is that really?
Is that all of them?
Why do it feel like I'm missing one?
I don't think you are.
I don't think I am either.
Yeah.
2019 was the first one. It was Charlotte.
Charlotte.
2020 is Chicago. Then COVID happened right after.
So
we
didn't
didn't
go
go
to that.
2021. 2022 had
That's
to be
Cleveland.
Cleveland, then Utah, then Indianapolis, then San Francisco, and now California.
Yep.
Los Angeles,
Man,
rather.
next year we in Phoenix with it.
Yes, which I've never been, so I'm excited to be in Phoenix. So hopefully we can have a live show there as well. Do we got to drop the mic, though?
We do. I want to ask y'all if y'all can kind of capture any moment in NBA history and see the feedback on social media, who would have like, and I know it seems like a kind of a loaded question, but how I'm kind of going to it is like, every time a player does something, whether it's good or bad, like the exaggerations are crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you mentioned it last week how a player can be damn near perfect.
Yeah.
And a player and the fans would be like, man, we got to trade this dude.
Yeah.
So it's just, again, I don't know how long it's kind of been since it's probably been like, 10 years since the social media started going into that way. But imagine players like Ron Artest. It is just like he's having a game where he gets suspended off a game. The tweets would be crazy. So anybody that just has just any type of moment that you would love to see social media.
I got a
if you know
bunch
what I
off the
mean.
top of my brain.
Okay,
You already said Malice in the Palace.
Yeah.
Like, I remember as a kid, I was fortunate, or I don't even know if you want to use the word fortunate in that situation, but I seen that live, and it was
Yeah.
kind of like hard to kind of grasp. And then as the weeks went on and everything like that, because at the time there is no social media,
Right.
you kind of get different angles and footage. But in real time, it was, as a kid, it was really hard to understand the magnitude. I remember watching and being like, oh, they fighting, because I'm a kid, and it's just like, oh, they fighting. But no, they're fighting fans. They are in the stands as paid professionals, getting into the stands and fighting random
What's my
people.
guy? What's his name? Legends that be having the clips of like the fights, and he be having that's
Now-
Legends.
Yeah.
He would have had a video out the next day.
Immediately.
You know what I'm saying? So
And it
again,
took me to get older and see that they did the documentary and everything
Yeah.
until I really grasped, like, oh yeah, like they were really fighting a person that probably worked at the local Subway up the street. They punching like the regular people. I couldn't imagine going to school and my best friend like, man, yeah, I missed yesterday because my dad got punched in the eye by Jermaine O'Neal. Like, imagine, like that's how that was though. That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. And I feel like social media would have had me more understanding of the magnitude a little bit as a kid. The other thing I would have loved to seen is also Pistons related. The Pistons drafting Darko Milicic at number 2. As a kid, I was just obsessed with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Carmelo. And I won't say I was obsessed, but I had a liking to Chris Bosh after he was at Georgia Tech. Darko Milicic, I didn't know anything about.
right.
And so to see him go number 2, it was just like, oh, okay, this dude must be dope. He's going after LeBron. But then to see everything trying to transpire, and I would have to imagine in real time, there had to been somebody, some draft scout, Chad Ford, somebody that was like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
But it was no social media to get a reaction, and I didn't live in Detroit to get their local newspaper to see anything. So it was just like, and LeBron was the talk of the draft. At that time, it was like LeBron. So I don't remember as a kid. That's 2005 or that's 2003. Yeah, I'm like an 8-9-year-old kid. All I'm going off of is ESPN and the newspaper. I don't remember it being like the Pistons took this guy at number 2. I don't remember that at all. And so now, you know, when I got older, got into my teens and my late teens, that's when people started to dissect it and talk about it a lot more. I mean, before that, it was like, that's the dude that they took number 2. But it became a big deal when YouTubers would do their deep dives. And it's like, remember this random guy that they took? And they took him over Melo. And I guess it took time because you had to let Melo, Wade, and Bosh's career pan out.
Yeah, but those be the gold mines for, you know, just the younger generation that just don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
So again, like if that was in social media or if it was in today's age, it would be 12-year-olds that know like that shit probably wasn't the right pick. Or they would just know the heads up. And it might have panned out differently. But again, it's just everybody is so aware. The awareness is just so much like
Yeah,
higher.
I think fans are too too intelligent.
And again, like we used to
That sounds wrong. Not too intelligent, but they're too informed.
Yeah.
Because what it does,
So much access to information.
yeah, it makes a fan now less of a fan, and it's like the front office is 1,000 people now. Everybody's a part of the front office.
I know 10 people that work in the Miami Heat front office,
Yeah.
and they ain't even got
Exactly.
one paycheck from it.
And I think there has to be some type of disconnect. And I try to do it as much as I can as a fan of my own team. And that's why people be like, man, you don't talk about the Knicks enough on the pod. But it's like, I'll talk about them when I'm worthy, but I'm not going to go out my way because I'm still trying to keep a level of fandom. And I'm also trying not to be that type of fan where it's like, you know, because like, yeah, you'll see a team have a good player and it's like a good young player. And like I said, one of the other episodes, it's like, man, how can we get 5 picks out of him? But it's like, you're not necessarily wrong as a fan, but you sound like a GM.
Yeah.
And so it takes away you of just enjoying what you have. Like, imagine Bulls fans not enjoying the progression of Kobe White. It's like immediately, once Kobe White showed any sign of being good, it's like, how can we flip him?
Yeah.
How can we flip him?
I think that some people do get wrapped up into the whole, like, they always want to flip. Everybody's always on what's next versus like focus on what's right now. And I think we got to sometimes just focus on right now because if, hypothetically speaking, yeah, we could have flipped Kobe White a few years ago, but also people thought that there was another step. Like he had already shown signs of being really good. So like, and now people are saying let's flip him, which I kind of understand the mindset behind flipping him now instead of paying them $30+ million annually. And like, I honestly sometimes don't really care what an organization is paying. I feel like sometimes fans sometimes get wrapped up into
Even that, yeah.
they act like the money's coming out of their pockets.
Yep.
And like, I understand sometimes there are bad contracts.
Yeah,
but like,
you tie up the money. But yeah.
but like realistically though,
Some teams,
that
it don't
money
even
ain't
matter.
yeah, it's not coming out of my pockets.
Yeah.
So like, if the Bulls were to pay him $30 million, I'm not gonna be like, damn man, what the? I'm not gonna be over here all upset. But I'm like, as long as he shows some sort of production.
I'll be upset a little bit if they threw out a bad contract. Because again, it's like when they threw
million ain't
Timothy
crazy,
Mozgov
though.
yeah,
that
30
contract.
million isn't crazy. That's kind of like his market.
Like, it's a lot of
Yeah.
guys that make 30 million. I get what you're saying. I think Darrick, trust me, Darrick, as much as Darrick has mentioned the Jimmy Butler 60 million, he ain't saying give him anything.
Yeah.
But he's saying every contract, every time somebody gets paid substantially, it don't have to be an outcry. Like, think about it. Every time somebody gets paid, there's a reaction. And it's just like, bro, every time somebody get paid, we don't need a damn reaction.
I will say if someone would have gave Anthony
Mozgov
Davis,
is a good one, though.
if
That was
Anthony
good.
Davis would have got a max extension, I probably would have been like, what the fuck? Like, I would have been kind of baffled by
And
that.
I think it just comes from you knowing that like we could have. You don't know what the other options are for your team to do something else with that money. It's just now we're a little bit more limited with that money, especially if it's like maybe this dude might not be a future asset to trade.
Yeah.
There's just backfires, but I see what you mean because nobody can be perfect.
No.
And like nobody's gonna be perfect, but it's just unless you are literally consistent can be Michael Jordan status, and they probably tear down Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan
I was about to say.
if Michael Jordan went through the social media age and it's nothing on him, Michael Jordan gonna do what he do.
Yeah.
People was gonna talk. People was gonna.
He punched
He
a
would have been
teammate.
a lot more discredited than what he
That
is
would have
now.
went viral, him punching Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Well, realistically though, every fan base would have hated Jordan because he was 6-0 in the finals. So like, whenever the playoffs started, everybody would have had some negative. Like people would have just been hating on him specifically just to watch him lose.
He wouldn't have had a higher 3-point rate either.
What about the first several years?
Three
he was
PAR
struggling?
would have been higher.
Before Scotty got there too. They would have shit. They were just talking about we might have to get to the next.
They would have
dude.
pressured the Bulls into trading.
Hey, well, that's crazy.
What can we get for him? He's an empty stats guy. He's putting up 30+ points a game. but
Can't
it's not
shoot.
leading.
He's shooting
Yeah,
25. He's shooting 20% for three.
Yeah, flip him for 5 first-round picks. Jordan somewhere on the Lakers.
Going crazy, just adding to the Laker legacy.
I think that's a good conversation though.
I would love to see, and again, these were conversations we had in school, and we was in Chicago, so we really got to see just like people just didn't like LeBron. But I wonder if, again, social media wise, we would have seen that same type of hate just everywhere versus just like, we watched the Bulls game last night and they hit a game winner or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I also the decision, how, like that was
that's exactly.
early social media.
Yeah.
But in this, oh my gosh.
I feel like that's, again, the 2000, maybe 10 to like 2000 to when Twitter, I guess, started popping off a little bit more. Facebook was probably really the place where you got the most livest reactions.
Yeah.
But again, that's still a lot of people you know. You know what I'm saying?
It's people you know.
Yeah.
There wasn't like an algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. LeBron doing a decision in 2025, the way he did it, live on television. Man,
You just never seen nothing like that.
Man, this is tough.
Free agency always was just like blanket signed here. And like you get the notification. But like to see him doing it on TV was just so crazy. I would have seen Jordan go play baseball. Like that, I felt like that would have been crazy because like imagine if LeBron just went on and played wide receiver for a year and like we just gotta sit back and be like, damn, is our GOAT gone? Like is he never coming back? And like we just don't know. And then he just come back magically and then it's like, oh. But then like there's still conspiracies around why Jordan left. Like was it gambling? Did the league suspend him for gambling and stuff like that? But like now if that happened,
real quick,
people
though, do you think
really
that'll ever
been
happen
stirring up
again?
conspiracies.
Somebody will like, we'll see an NBA and then he'll go MLB or wide receiver.
Not at that,
NFL.
not at the level. I think if you got like a dude who is,
like the dudes that could have
Pat
won
Connaughton
baseball.
coulda won baseball.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
but I don't think we're gonna get an All NBA MVP
Like
player.
Anthony Edwards try to go play baseball for a year. I don't think we'll ever see that again, which is
ever
kind
see
of
that.
crazy. But go ahead, D-Mill.
Yeah, unless it is some sort of like under the table suspension.
Which in today's game, I don't think they do under the table.
Yeah.
They kind of just like, there it is. Because you can't do under the table. Because of social media, there is no, when you did that with Jordan, there was a time where there was no social media. You probably had people speculating and rumors and everything like that, but it never got far. Now, how could you do anything under the table? Because you just see the Kawhi situation.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's true or however that's going to pan out, but that's a situation based off of allegedly they paid him through an avenue through the tree thing.
Yeah.
That's something that became light because
So much access.
Pablo
to information.
Torres went to find the information and did the digging in deep. Like you can go find shit. People, how many times have like you going on Twitter and somebody has made some sense out of some shit and it's an anonymous account?
I was
It's
gonna
like
say
a
that people, and I don't doubt it too, and I don't know, again, because the world is just so big and how high it gets. But it's definitely people that are like that just have anonymous accounts that just tweet out stuff, and it might not always get traction. But once you come back to it a year or two later and you see it, it's like, who the hell is this person?
I just seen yesterday, I think it was the Boston Celtics. They was playing against somebody, and one of the assistant coaches was sitting with Xavier Tillman going over, it looks like a scouting report. They would take a picture from behind the assistant's with his back, and it had like 2K badges. And they were like, man, they going through the badge in the scouting report. But even something like that is like, that's not supposed to be public.
Yeah.
But we live in a time today where everybody's picturing, everybody's recording. You got my boy Legends, he's doing a lip reading. So NBA players think they can talk after a game. Now they all got to cover their mouth. Like everybody is being watched 24/7.
There's so many cameras in those arenas.
And being dissected.
And I'm gonna do it the opposite direction too. If the Draymond punch video is not on social media,
Jordan Poole may still be with the Warriors.
that's how crazy that shit is.
It becoming public made them have to.
Everybody threw an opinion in there.
Yeah.
Everybody. And
It just added way too much fuel to the fire.
let me not say he would still be a Warrior.
I felt like it would have been it would have just been out of nowhere. They would have tried to make it public at all.
He might have still got traded because he probably wouldn't have forgave Draymond, but it probably wouldn't have been so instant to the point where they felt they needed to trade him to the Wizards for fucking Chris Paul.
Yeah.
It probably would have been something they tried to reconcile. But yeah, once people able to see it, everybody have an opinion, everybody constantly bringing it up, the embarrassment of it being public, it just makes everything kind of.
I mean, I guess
gasoline to
there
the fire.
may be some truth to what Steve Kerr said that fights happen all the time. Ours just so happen to get leaked and become public. So like, there is a world where there probably are fights in locker rooms, and we just don't know about it. Because realistically, tension does happen amongst.
We
That
know
shit
about a
wasn't no
lot of
fight.
fights though. That wasn't a fight.
That shit wasn't no fight, D-Mills.
He punched his teammate without his teammate.
He didn't even have his
expecting to
guard
fight.
up.
Yeah,
He knocked out his teammate.
he did.
There's been fists thrown, there's been arguments, there's been pushing and everything, but that is like. But I do believe, like Steve Kerr, it's fights and arguments that happen all the time. Players have talked about it a bunch of times at post-career, and if you've played any sport, you know how tempers flare. That though is a different situation. I haven't heard too many stories of. I don't watch Gil's Arena and Kenyon Martin is like, man, I remember when Nene knocked out Anthony Carter or J.R. Smith. And he knocked him out cold. Nobody's like swaggy peeing on that couch talking about, man, yeah, Kobe he knocked out Ronnie Turioff. Like, every podcast, we just got people getting knocked out. No. Somebody may have put somebody in a headlock or, they might have squared up and one of the teammates got the best of the other and then they had to break it up. But, like, Draymond is a vet. Jordan Poole ain't no threat to him. And, it's like they little brother and he knocked his ass out. You know what I mean? So we got a lot to get into. We got a lot of reports and rumors and things that we got to address. I don't know what I want to start off with first. Let's first start off with Ja Morant. Yesterday, a report came out from Shams Charania saying that the Memphis Grizzlies are going to put essentially Ja Morant on a trade block, listen to offers, and potentially try to rework or retool their situation with a defensive-minded team led by Jaren Jackson. And they said some of the younger players that they have that they like, which I believe would be Cedric Howard, Jalen Wells, Zach Edey. Thoughts, opinions,
I think
and percentage of the likelihood of him actually getting traded.
This is kind of already. I think this relationship seems like it was kind of running its course. It kind of happened at the beginning of the season, so it kind of makes sense. I think both sides probably would benefit from having a fresh start, and I think it's more and more likely. Now, it just depends on what teams. I can't really tell you what teams are going to buy, but definitely I think it's more likely. I think both sides really want to wash their hands and move on. I did see Jaren yesterday do Ja's celebration where he throws the bomb into the crowd and do this. So I think it's good spirits, but it's just probably just more so like Ja in the front office. Probably just ain't clicking. So, yeah, it's probably just time to move on.
Ja does have 3 years left on his contract. He's eligible to sign a 3-year, $178 million extension next summer. And he has a salary that ranks 28th.
That extension thing is somewhere. If I'm an opposing team, we're not starting talking extensions until we actually get to see the product on the court.
Ja is also on pace for his third straight season of fewer than 60 games played.
Yeah. And again, I feel like we're getting to a point where we're doing a little bit of undervaluing on our stars. And I know Ja's had it rough, and it's kind of been like just a tough year in general. But again, looking at the Trae Young situation, I believe he's going to go more for than just the 2 expiring deals. But again, I'm interested in trying to get in on Ja and seeing if I can kind of turn this around for him.
Now, the tough thing about some of these trades is, like we saw with Trae Young, point guard position in the NBA is just loaded right now. And then the teams that do have a vacancy, as I'm seeing,
they got to give some stuff up.
Minnesota don't have a first-round pick in the next 7 years. They over the first apron. They're not allowed to take back more salary, and we need to send out at least 3 players. The same applies to the Suns. The Nets and the Sacramento Kings have draft capital, financial flexibility, and contracts, but adding Ja Morant would be a tough fit. And these are just teams that I'm seeing Bobby Marks from ESPN talk about because he is the cap expert or whatever with all of the apron stuff. So that's what makes it kind of complicated because, you would be like, oh, the Timberwolves, could they get in and have a backcourt of Ja and Ant? What is the fit like is the last question I'm going to ask. But just before we can even get to fit, it's like, how do they make that trade work without draft capital? Same thing with the Suns. And then, the Nets and the Kings, sure, they could use them, but would it make sense right now for the Nets to go and get Ja Morant and extend him for $180 million when he hasn't even been on the floor, and they don't even really know their full direction? Because they could end up with a pick in this upcoming draft that gets them their franchise guard or what. I don't know. I do have in this article that Bobby Marks was breaking some stuff down, 4 offers for Ja Morant. I want y'all to grade them. Let me know how y'all feel. The first one is very interesting about what you just said about the expiring deals. And just, these aren't necessarily expiring deals, but The Heat get Ja Morant, the Grizzlies get Tyler Hero and Simone Fontecchio.
See,
No picks, nothing crazy. Tyler Hero and Simone Fontecchio.
I think this is a solid deal. I was talking about this yesterday on stream because people was asking me, like, I would love to see Ja in Miami. We know about the Heat culture and how they turn things around. Again, it's been injuries, but with just, again, the culture and how they treat their players' health, how concerned they are about it, how they do the fat percentages and all that type of stuff, maybe it can get him just on the floor a little bit more than what he is now. And again, that could be the turnaround. But what threw me off too, because you said that they were looking for a defensive-minded replacement, and I was thinking Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero would be a solid return. Again, if you're selling on Ja and you're trying to gauge what you can get back, Tyler Hero is an all-star. He had times where he looked like an all-NBA player.
20-point scorer. So
you're getting him back. That's not a bad thing to get back. But it really just comes down to, again, are you willing to are you looking for the defense? Or are you, again, looking for the star who can kind of carry? Because, again, just Jaren, it just don't sound as good as it do, I guess, out loud.
The last thing he says, Miami could also try to trade for Morant using other players with smaller salaries than Hero, such as Wiggins, Terry Rozier, if the NBA permits it. But those possibilities aren't as clean as a financial fit. Miami is close to the luxury tax line, and Morant, Hero, and Norman Powell wouldn't all fit on the same team. This is not even Bobby Marks at this point.
Yeah, I would want Wiggins next to Josh still.
Yeah, same.
Wiggins might leave regardless, because he's on the last year of his deal.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you bring in Ja, Wiggins, unless you extend him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, if I'm Memphis, I might be intrigued by the fact that Wiggins is an expiring contract. I might want that more so in return than.
Is he at 30?
Who?
Wiggins, what's he at?
Nah, he's below 30.
I'm going to check.
But yeah, that would be something I would be interested in, just to get more money off the books. Because then Tyler Hero, from what he wants $50+ million a year. So his extension talks can be a little iffy.
Wiggins has a player option for 30 next year. If he take his player option, it'll be 30.
He'd probably take that unless some team
30.
offers him a decent deal, like a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah, unless he gets a longer deal, I think he's probably taking that.
I can see that too, teams throwing some money at him because his name has been hot in the rumors, and again, people are looking for some type of two-way
Lakers
player.
have wanted him for a minute.
It just depends on who got the money on the open market. But I don't always see these player options just be they gonna take it. Because it's you get $30 million in 1 year, or you can go and sign a
$390.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah, so that's 30. Yeah.
And it gives me I'm committed to that. Because if I go on last year my deal and I have a really bad year, I have an injury, anything could mess it up to my long-term deal. So it's
that's like with Julius Randle.
Exactly.
He opted out. The Minnesota Timberwolves gave him $390. That way he got 3 years, making $30 million instead of one.
Next trade.
Wait, to grade it though, for the Heat, that's an A+ trade. I think to get Ja, especially for Tyler Hero,
And for Tekio, yeah, I think that's
I think that's an A+. For the Grizzlies, it's like a B+.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks get Ja Morant. The Memphis Grizzlies get Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Porter Jr., and a 2026 first-round swap.
I like this. I like this for both sides. This is a way for the Bucks to kind of go out there and try to make some shake and try to make something that Giannis would be intrigued by. And I think Ja Morant might be someone that he would probably enjoy playing with. I think they both are dynamic enough to where they can make something work. It's just their next move would be okay, we got to go into this offseason. We got to hit on shaping out this roster in the offseason. That would be their next big step. So then the Grizzlies to get a swap with them, with the uncertainty of whether or not Giannis will be there, I think that's pretty decent.
You just gave them jobs.
But the swap is this year.
Oh, it's this year's pick?
2026.
Hey, that feels like the Trae Young deal. Or
Oh,
it's just
no.
like,
I thought you said 2031. I'm sorry.
if that's all it's taking, it's I see more teams should try to get on that. Again,
Yeah, I
with
like
the
this deal.
contracts.
Especially for the Bucks.
Yeah, that would be an A+ for the Bucks. I don't know what the Grizzlies doing if they get that.
Yeah, this trade makes it seem like Ja Morant is a cancer in the locker room.
Right.
Or something. Like he's just causing all hell or something.
I
But
misunderstood your pick.
I mean, it all depends on what the Memphis Grizzlies value Ja Morant, how they look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the Memphis Grizzlies are just over the marriage and they know some
just
things
want
that
out.
we don't know, and they just don't want to be paying that money, They just feel yeah.
Because I could see them.
What we also have to remember too is they can only work with the value that's out on the market.
Yeah.
If the best thing is out there is Tyler Hero, Kuzma, and these swaps and different things, they can't really make anything magically.
I think
appear.
they're a little bit over it too, just because of the way the team has been playing. And again, they're not no top 4 seed, but again, to have your top player out and they're playing the way that they are, and they play a good brand of basketball, I would want talent back too to help my team. We're missing one of our top guys.
The Toronto Raptors get Ja Morant. The Grizzlies get Emmanuel Quickley, Ochai Agbaji, and the 2026 first-round pick, top 14 protected. So the pick that you're going to get is not even a lottery pick.
Yeah. But that was this year's pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you can back that Quickly contract. I don't know. I might want another first.
Hey, yeah, at that point, is out, and should I just keep Ja?
Yeah.
Or do you think that Emmanuel Quickley is a better player than Ja Morant right now?
No, I don't think so.
But Emmanuel Quickley's contract ain't that long. Is
There's
it?
3 more years on it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah.
Again, that's you just kind of moving on. And Emmanuel Quickley, it's fine to get back. Like that's still a solid player to get back. But it's nothing I'm hoping that's like a bridge trade. It's just like this gonna hold us down until we get our next move.
3 more years, man.
Because again, the value on Ja right now is just not there to the point. It's just like we might as well just keep him.
Yeah, that man signed all the way to 2028, 2029.
Yeah, I just looked at it.
That shit.
The best trade to me sounded like the Heat trade, and
Yes.
even that it didn't sound like a great deal, but
We ain't done.
I like it for the Heat.
The Minnesota Timberwolves get Ja Morant. The Grizzlies get Rob Dillingham, Naz Reid, a 2027 second-round pick via the Bulls. The Wizards get Terrence Shannon Jr., and the Jazz get Mike Conley and cash considerations.
Oh, this is a 3-team deal.
4 teams.
4 teams. So, say it again.
The
It was just hard to keep up with.
All right, the Timberwolves get Ja Morant.
Yep.
The Grizzlies get Rob Dillingham, Naz Reid.
Got it.
That's 2027 second-round pick from the Bulls.
Okay.
The Wizards get Terrence Shannon, and the
Yeah.
Jazz get Mike Conley and cash considerations. This allows the Timberwolves to shed all of these contracts without sending it to one team
Yeah.
because they would probably put the Grizzlies over.
Okay.
So they're really giving what was that, Naz Reid in the
Reid.
pick?
Now they're giving up Naz Reid,
Mike Conley.
Rob Dillingham, Terrence Shannon Jr., Mike Conley, a second-round pick, and cash considerations.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but if you really feel like the point guard position is the void that can really put you over the top, then you have to give up Naz Reid. I think he is really like your only tradable asset at this point, even though I know he is like a Minnesota guy. Like, y'all probably emotionally don't want to trade him, but like,
That's what I was saying. You're really just giving up Naz Reid because what else are you really attached to? I mean, Mike Conley, that's your guy, but you've been trying to trade him and you're trying to get upgrade. Rob
So
Dillingham,
their lineup becomes what? Like Ja, Ant,
Jaden.
Randall, and Rudy. Off the bench, you got Dante.
it's just a depth.
Yeah.
They're a team that already struggled with depth, and like to lose Naz Reid, he's a key part of your depth. That's tough because he's a big that can just kind of do a little bit of everything. So like it's kind of hard, especially offensively. Like that's a big chunk of your offensive scoring.
Yeah.
And like you don't know how much Ja Morant's gonna help make up for that.
Yeah, I guess just a counter argument to that is how many times you're gonna make that trade and you still gonna have the perfect roster.
Yeah.
Again, you still have Ja, and like if you really like what you've seen, you can extend him and everything. Like, or he's still under contract, isn't he?
Yeah, you don't have to
So
accept Ja for a
yeah,
minute.
like you have time to build your roster behind Ja and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. So
So-
yeah, you don't have to rush it. So yeah, this offseason, next offseason, you figure it out, and you're just trying to round out those edges and figure out how you add some depth to that bench.
Tough situation, man. Tough situation because I see kind of both sides of it. I can see, I like I talked about the Trae Young situation. I think when two sides can realize that it's time to split, the sooner that they do it, the better, instead of dragging it out. So I could see it kind of being like it's ran its course. We don't have many avenues to improve the team around Ja and Jaren, and clearly this duo isn't the team that we thought it was. We also got so much draft capital back for Desmond Bane. Do we double down on it? We got so many different ways to pivot, but it would have to include the exit of Jaren Jackson or Ja Morant. And Ja Morant, again, they said he's on his way for his third consecutive year of not playing more than 60 games, and he's contract eligible. When you talk about those extension eligibilities, 180, basically $200 million, I believe these franchises with all of the apron stuff now, they want to know that they're going to invest that into somebody that's going to at the least be on the floor. After being on the floor, they want to make sure it's going to somebody that's going to help elevate that team. They want to give that money to the 2021 version of Ja Morant.
Yeah.
More so than a Ja Morant who had an argument with the coach, had to get suspended, missing games, shooting 12% from three. That's not the Ja Morant that they probably want to pour $200 million into. And the thought of that extension coming up scares them, and then the players want their bag.
Yeah.
Because it's like the sooner I can get that bag, the more comfort I have and I know I got it, versus going out here and have to prove myself and playing through injuries and everything. So I think we leading probably towards another Trae Young situation.
Yeah.
It just depends on how soon the Grizzlies want to do it. The Grizzlies could, as they said, they feel comfortable also keeping Ja and going into a retool phase. Because Trae Young had a player option on his deal that could have led him into free agency. His contract was at the very end. Because Ja still got 3 years essentially left on the contract, which probably means you got another year or two before you have to extend him, they don't have to rush it. But reading some of them trades, looking at the market, yeah, the Timberwolves ain't, like, I don't see a world all of a sudden they're going to be getting 3 first-round picks for Ja Morant. They're going to probably have a situation where Desmond Bane netted more draft capital than Ja Morant.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also reported that Ja Morant reportedly told players around the league and former coaches that he isn't playing for the Grizzlies anymore.
Yeah, back when he got suspended, yeah.
So, like, apparently that suspension, like, rubbed him the wrong way. And so so it seems like there's definitely been some issues with the front office and the coaching staff that seems like this marriage is probably over, especially if, like, offensively he doesn't fit Isolo's system. Like, if he doesn't feel like it's around him anymore. And so he probably just doesn't enjoy playing in that system no more.
The problem is he didn't give them no reason to show them that they shouldn't build or, like, continue to go his way because he just wasn't playing well. And again, the shot is gonna have to solve itself. No matter where he goes to play basketball, he's gonna have to get his shot better. But again, he was struggling, so I can kind of see why it's just like we're not gonna go this route. And I guess kind of going into it too with the second apron thing, because the teams are kind of feeling the impact of it. I wonder if players behind the scenes are kind of like, we don't like this shit either because it's kind of limited how many opportunities and how much money we can get.
I've verbally heard players.
Kevin Love has spoke about it recently.
Yep.
And yeah, he said that it's people are close to us that made this shit happen. They know who they are.
Hey, man, I think you hit it on the head though, Mike. In order to have a say in things, especially like with a system and saying, man, I ain't buying into the system, you got to be a bad motherfucker. You cannot be having a problem and an issue with anything that's going on with the team and your production don't make us feel like, that's like us playing 2K and playing Pro-Am. And it's like, it's a guy on the team that's like, man, I need to get the ball more. But he don't do shit when he get the ball. It's just kind of like, you can't have that. Nobody's changing the direction of what the team is doing. Or when you're on a brand new coach, the GM and organization is not going to take away that coach's power immediately for a player that ain't producing. Now, if you playing at a top 5 MVP level, you putting up 25 plus points a game, you carrying us through, then yeah, we're going to tell Isolo, you got to stop that substitution pattern. Do whatever Ja, like, you know what I mean? Like, play him 35 minutes a game. But you can't have all of these issues and opinions on something
and the production ain't matching.
It would not make sense. And I think the players, because I don't want to make this exclusively to Ja Morant because it's something that happens around the league. I think the players in their own right would be the same way. If you're averaging 30 in the league, if you're averaging 30 and a coach is trying to implement a system that's going to change that, you're going to be like, motherfucker, I'm averaging 30. So it's the same type of concept on the opposite end. You're not really producing, so you're not going to have that much of a voice when it comes to changing anything because teams, at the end of the day, they have a job to do, especially a head coach and a GM, which is to win games, depending on what team they are. And the Memphis Grizzlies are a team that should be winning games. That is not a roster from the salary cap to the construction that should be where they are. Now, granted, last couple of years they've had a lot of injuries, but still, this team has, a lot of major goals. How many games y'all think Ja Morant played this year?
How many games into it? Or how many games are we in?
Like it's in the 30s.
No, he might be creeping into the 40s.
He's probably played.
I say like
3.
less than. I say half, maybe less.
Because, the Bulls are 20 and 37, so we're around 40 games.
Okay.
Actually, I might say like 15.
Pacers are 31 and 7. They're at 38. Ja Morant played in 18 games. Played 18 games this year.
Yeah. Because I feel like he's missed a lot. Because you know how many times I done checked into the game? It's just like there's no job. He on the sideline and everything like that. But he definitely did kind of start the season off with a stretch of games. That's why you see the shooter percentages was like that.
More trade news that impacts the trade deadline. Anthony Davis has sustained a ligament damage in his left hand and could be ruled out at least through February 5th trade deadline. Davis will seek a second opinion on whether he needs surgery, which would mean he miss even additional time, more additional time than a 6-week timeline. Davis suffered the injury in Thursday's game. Davis has been on a trade block this season by the Dallas Mavericks, but his market has been fairly tepid, with the move in the offseason considered a greater possibility. Previously this season, Davis was out for several weeks with a calf strain, and he is due $58.5 million next season and has a player option for $62.8 million in the following year.
So yeah, this pretty much just wiped the table of any trade offers that any teams pretty much had. I'm not trading for Anthony Davis and giving him a max extension if he's someone who I know can't reliably be on the court. Unfortunately, I just don't think he's worth the price tag of that for my franchise if I'm acquiring him. And also I had to give up assets to get him. So like it takes a lot to get Anthony Davis, honestly.
What if it don't no more?
Well, I'm just
Hey, that's what I was thinking. Maybe you could. Might be the time you could really, really buy low.
I'm telling you, ain't no assets getting traded for somebody that's going to be out.
But also I've seen just from.
But that was prior to the injury. Anything you've seen was prior to the injury. This just came out yesterday.
Hopefully Rich Paul and them understand that he's probably not getting that extension that they want. But they seem so extension driven that they like, that's what we're not going unless we get the extension.
See, that's the hardest part, because I feel like you could kind of go back to the original route where you were saying that let's just sit, right? Let's envision a team where we got Kyrie, we got Anthony Davis, we got Cooper Flag, we got our lottery pick. Because again, if Anthony Davis he sits out or he's gone for an period of time, you're not winning. That's not adding to your winning games. You're gonna be back right in the lottery.
Yeah.
So you have the original route if you don't want to sell low on Anthony Davis. But if I'm a team, I'm definitely making that call and seeing. I might just make the call just to see what they want. For a dude that's gonna be hurt, and we don't know what he's gonna be, but we know how good he can be when he's on the floor. I might make a call just to.
Yeah. It's just you gotta kind of gut your roster a little bit.
It's just too much money. It's so much money. That's the only thing.
I agree with what Darrick was saying. I think it does change the perspective on a trade. But the other point that Darrick made is the extension thing. That's the thing with the Dallas Mavericks. Because if there wasn't this pressure and this communication between both sides about the extension, I think Dallas just keeps Anthony Davis.
Yeah, they just keep him.
But the fact that the last few weeks or so is kind of ramped up about them trading Kevin, even after the governor of the team, Dumont, has said he would love to get a glimpse of Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag all together before making another drastic move. And then after he said that, shortly, it became a little bit more aggressive of them putting out these reports of Anthony Davis being on the trade block. And I think part of that is because Anthony Davis, Rich Paul, Clutch, they want some security. Mm-hmm. He does make a lot of money, but to the point we just talked about with like the player option stuff, I think a lot of these players, when they get to his age, because Anthony Davis is 32, his birthday he's a March guy like me, so he's about to be 33. I think they would love to tie up the comfort of his last contract.
Yeah.
Because if he's able to get a 3-4 year extension, even if it ain't the max, they want the max. Yeah. It's hard to get the max when you had a calf strain, you already missed time, and now you got a ligament that can have you out for months. Hopefully, best case scenario, he just rested and he's out for 6 weeks. But if he has to get the surgery, it's really tough to get that max extension. But even if they don't get the max extension, they want a pretty penny. I think a lot of players do that, and a lot of teams do that. We want 2 unprotected first-round picks, but in the back of our mind, we would be cool with 1. But let's put out 2 so that we can get our 1 easily. Let's put out that we want a max extension so a team can come to us and not give us a max extension, but it's still what we want.
Yeah.
Because if the max extension is $60 million, but a team like, hey, we can't do 60, but we can give you 49. Anthony Davis, Clutch Sport, like, shit, let's stay on 49 for the next 4 years.
When I seen that report, again, you want to get as much as you can, but once they got to the table, let's be real here, bro.
Yep.
We can't give you no 60 M's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just
We
seen
just
what
can't
Jimmy
give you
Butler
60
got from the
M's.
Warriors, and the Warriors are regretting that. So, hey, Anthony Davis, we don't know if we can give you 60, but we can give you 50. And I think Clutch Sport and Anthony Davis, if we got a report that said Anthony Davis signing a contract extension for 3 years, $150 million, I think we'd be like, whoa. He would be 33 years old. That means at 35 and 36. At 36 years old, he would be making $50 million.
Someone who already deals
Yeah.
with a lot of injuries.
And I think the best case scenario too is you're the Mavericks and you have Cooper Flag and an incoming lottery pick, potentially a top whatever pick. You don't got to pay those guys, and so basically that contract is over now.
Yeah. But
It's
see,
like you gonna have them bird
that's the
race,
thing.
too.
They would love to be able to have Cooper Flag, an incoming lottery pick, Darrick Lively next year, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Max Christie, Najee Marshall, PJ Watt. That's a loaded team. But if you got AD ready to get this extension done, and he's driven by the future of his career because he is creeping up in age, that throws them off a lot because they know it's going to be hard if we keep him and the team is killing. You're in a rock and hard place because now it's like the city and the team, everybody going to be behind this team, but financially he going to have you kind of by the nuts because then it's going to be like, man, we winning games, we're a top team out west. Y'all got to give me that extension. And now he has all the left. It just becomes a very, very sticky situation. But to that point, if you make him available because of these injuries and he becomes cheap, the teams that have been linked to him are teams that don't really have routes to get talent like him in other ways. So like the Raptors. Yo, if I'm the Raptors and would I rather give the Anthony Davis 150 or just pay Emmanuel Quickly the 32 and a half? Y'all let me know.
I'd rather
I think
pay it
it's.
quickly.
I actually think it could be an argument, just because again, I don't think they really want that Emmanuel Quickly contract at all. But at least Emmanuel Quickly for
On the
right now is
floor.
on the floor.
Yeah,
So,
but then also you got to look at when he's 37, 36,
It's going to be
the
more.
Raptors are probably going to be looking at that contract like he really fucking up our flexibility right now.
Who, Anthony Davis?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
he stays.
I was gonna say it's like
Unless you find a way to trade
Because
him.
the contract, if you give him an extension that's only 3 years, they would be betting, hoping that he can be productive in the beginning of the contract. By the time he's 36, he's on the last year of the deal anyway. Maybe you can trade him he would be an expiring. Like Porzingis.
Yeah.
Porzingis ain't doing shit on the Hawks, and it's a lot of teams that might just buy in on the expiring contract of Porzingis. So it's like at that point, I don't think it would be too crazy. It just depends on finding a team that feels as desperate to bring on an Anthony Davis, understanding everything that's going on around with him.
I just feel like also just when you're that banged up, like even like Zion, like I feel like no matter how good you're playing, teams always have to keep in the back of their mind that this dude may not be available some years. Like
I think it's way different for Zion because he is kind of the catalyst to the team. And all of these other situations for Anthony Davis, he's a piece. They're not like if the Raptors got him, they're banking on Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and then Anthony Davis solidifying that. The Mavericks, they're banking on the development of Cooper Flag, having Kyrie Irving, and then Anthony Davis solidifying. Now, if Anthony Davis was still like in a Pelican situation where it's our success is rooted on the back of Anthony Davis, it would be tough because that's how the Pelicans are.
Zion
The
is,
Pelicans is kind of like we don't know how good we could have been these last 4 or 5 years because Zion has not been able to be healthy.
Yeah,
we
I
don't know
remember-
how to pivot.
I remember that stretch when he was healthy at the beginning of the last year, and they were like the 5th seed, and it was just like the hottest team. It was hot, and it was like damn, this Zion actually playing at all-star level.
Yeah.
But then he got hurt and then they ended up falling.
Yeah, that's a tough roller coaster.
I think he's the player that had the most variance in value.
Zion? Or
Like
AD?
he probably like again all NBA values is like okay. I seen people mock up that you can get a couple like, and this is before he really started balling. Like this is early in the season, but like the value was so low that why not try to go get a Zion? You know, regardless.
Hey,
of the
Zion got to look at what B.I. did, man. B.I. got up out of there.
But B.I. has never had the injuries like Zion. And B.I. is
Yeah.
not an explosive athlete. He's a skilled player.
But I think he just got to look at it from the fact that he got out of there, he got in a better situation. Maybe the grass is greener somewhere else.
No.
Maybe just a change of scenery.
I'm not saying Zion, but what I'm saying is it was easier for Brandon Ingram to do that because he had somebody willing to bring him in. And if I don't know if you remember, they extended him immediately.
Yeah, they did.
Nobody doing that shit for Zion. You think the Bulls trade Zion, immediately they're going to get him and be like, here's an extra 3 years.
They might.
$45 million.
They might.
I think his
doubt it.
injury history is too checkered to do that, unlike Brandon Ingram. And part of his game is his
Explosive.
body.
Yeah.
And Brandon Ingram, his injuries, he's just like, damn, that's unfortunate, but he'll still go get you 26 on any given night.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing
That
with
skill
Zion.
carry you a long way.
Yeah, a longer way than the injuries. I wanted to bring up the last thing I'll say about the trade market and the trade deadline. You just reminded me. Yeah, the Pelicans are shutting down shop. They came out and said that Zion, Trey Murphy, Jeremiah Fears, Herb Jones, and did I say Trey Murphy?
Yeah.
Darrick Queen. They all expect them to be on the roster past February 5th trade deadline.
Well, you didn't have to say, they didn't have to specify Fears and Queen. We
Yeah,
already knew.
exactly.
We already knew that they
I
were
was
staying.
looking at the report
Yeah, I
too,
know,
like,
I
yeah.
know. But they funny for making sure that everybody knew that Queen and Fears. We already, if anybody was calling y'all about them, they crazy as hell.
I'm surprised that they put that report out because you can have that in the back of your mind, but I wouldn't exactly shut everything off.
For
With
sure.
how desperate teams get, you may get a.
I thought that's exactly what it is. It's like shit. We might have to pay for him if they shutting that team down. We want Herb
I
Jones.
think also.
I think it could be that way too.
So it's like you only getting Trey Murphy. Don't even call our
You
phone.
better have
You
that
ready to
Desmond
get
Bane
3 picks.
offer.
Okay, yeah,
I can
like
see that. I also see it where they are legit, like staying pat, because they, again, with Zion to playing the way he does, even if you not with as many games without your pick, the team, you can see some bright spots, especially
Yeah,
with
they
Darrick
have.
Queen.
Yeah.
Again, I love how they have Darrick Queen operating really at the top of the key as like a point guard a lot of times. And you'll see Trey Murphy, you'll see Zion just cut back door or do a lob or just having the actions. He had one of them plays, one of my favorite plays is when somebody's, especially a player like Zion is posting up, spin off and catch the lob.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey,
The old Blake Griffin.
I might just keep that around Darrick Queen because I want to see how that can look. So I can see that too.
I can see that as well. Like, I think it's interesting, and the idea of Zion kind of being traded to move is always intriguing, and you know, grass may be greener somewhere else. But I don't blame the Pelicans because I could see the thing where it's like we don't have our pick, we got 2 young guys, and the young guys benefit off of playing with Zion.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't convince yourself that they don't benefit from playing with Zion when he's able to be on the floor. So at that point, it's like I ain't got to stress myself out about trading this dude. We could just keep him. What is he affecting by staying here? We don't have our pick. That ain't magically coming back. So in fact, we probably should keep him because we're more inclined to win as many games as possible because we don't have anything to tank for.
Yeah.
And he helps the young guys in their development because, like Mike said, it helps to have a Zion when you have Darrick Queen operating as a hub. You know what I'm saying?
He attracts so much attention.
Yeah, and it just makes a fun brand of basketball while we figure some things out because the flashes are enough to leave people intrigued, if we're just being honest. But on that note, it would make me kind of double down on trading Herb and Trey. Not because I want to. They're really good players. But because I don't really have much and I don't have my pick, I may try to go see if I can get the 3 picks for Trey Young. Trey Murphy.
You said Trey Murphy?
I'll try to see if I can get 3 picks.
Yeah, because
2 picks. Hope somebody is just desperate.
and I feel like I'm just being like, I'm buying into it too, where it's just like, you overvaluing the players you have, and Trey Murphy is definitely worth the value. It's like, you might as well just keep him. Then if we're going to keep Zion at like, when we like kind of our core and what we are doing, Trey Murphy is still young as hell. So it's like, I think Herb Jones would be the guy where teams would be willing to buy. Maybe we get 2 picks out of it or something like that. And if we move it on, just because Again, I might be willing to keep Trey Murphy again if we just gonna sit with this roster.
I just know
anyway.
Trey got more value.
Yeah. He
And I don't want to
to
trade him. We're not making him available.
Yeah.
But if I get a phone call saying that they're willing to give, maybe not the Desmond Bain package, but something close to that, he's getting 3 first-round picks. The Detroit Pistons want to give me 3 first-round picks and Ron Holland or Jaden Ivey, I might just say fuck it. Because it's like,
Yeah, that's what made it a little goofy though too. When it's like we shutting everything down, because y'all got some of the most valuable stuff out there. Honestly.
this hurts the deadline. That's why I
Yeah.
brought this up. Like, you take they options off the market, and now Anthony Davis got hurt.
So
Do you really believe Ja Morant is getting traded? And when Kuminga gets traded, will it be significant?
Yeah.
Because if not, you take off the Pelicans players that they could put on
the block?
the block, and you remove Anthony Davis. Boy, we finna have a cold ass trade deadline. It's gonna be some.
It just
Keon
opens up
Ellis.
Yeah, Keon Ellis.
Brooklyn, MPJ.
And I don't think
Claxton.
they trading him.
Yeah.
At least I hope not.
So yeah, Anthony Simons.
I don't think they trading him.
Yeah, when you look, they had the most intriguing assets to move.
We have a potential to have a really good trade deadline, or the big Trae Young is out the way and everything else is going to be
Gabe
Keon
Vincent
Ellis.
getting traded.
Who?
Gabe Vincent.
See what I'm saying? Shit like that. I did want to transition into Trae Young. Trae Young sat with Mark Spears for a little interview, and he had some quotes that I want to talk about and go over. He said, "It hit me driving to the arena in Atlanta. I figured it was going to happen that night or at some point that day just from talking to my agent. I literally started crying on my way to the arena, just knowing it's my last draft probably, because they're Hawks going on the West Coast anyway. So whether it happened that day or whatever, that was the only time I even cried throughout the whole thing was on my drive to the arena. That was the only time it was really emotional, just knowing that it was my last time driving to the arena. And that's why I went out and shot. Nobody probably expected me to go out there. I didn't go to shoot around. So I went out there, and that was my way of being able to say it's over and I'm good with it."
That's hard. That's hard. That's heart jerking
My
for
bad.
sure. I know it's probably hard to leave a situation that was Trae Young's city, man. So like he had to pretty much uproot everything and move on. But it probably hit him that also is like, I just have to do what's best for me, and this isn't anything personal. I still love Atlanta, and it's like I love it here, but like, it's probably just not meant for me to stay here, and that's okay. That's sometimes what you got to do with relationships. You may love that person, but maybe it's not meant for you to stay with that person forever. So, like, this is just one of those situations.
He also talked about them needing each other for revival. Another reason why I'm here, we can revive each other. The city can revive me as much as I can revive it. That's a big reason why I want to come here. I want to be an impactful person and player everywhere I go. So as much as I'm going to revive the city, I need the city and its team to give me as much as we're going to give them.
Hey,
That's
in the famous words of Trae Young, another day, another opportunity. Don't be
that's
sad
beautiful.
that it's over. Be happy it's happened, man. Trae Young, he meant so much to that city. And again, there's always like not even championship, just high basketball expectations that the Hawks just didn't get to. But he was definitely a treat to have in Atlanta. And I'm wishing him nothing but the best for the Wizards. And again, I'm hoping people kind of understand who the hell Trae Young is again, man. Like I said, I feel like we're undervaluing some of our guys. Trae Young is still that dude on the damn court. I mean, he had a little rough stretch, but people gonna see.
He also went on to say he had some bittersweet emotions. It was exciting. It was sad because obviously when I got drafted, I didn't plan on ever having to leave. Growing up in Oklahoma, where I'm from, you got to be loyal. And so I wanted to always be there. Atlanta, he's talking about. And it felt like with Schlenk picking me up, it was just natural. It felt like it was supposed to be this way, to be honest with you. Travis being the one that's there picking me up, you know what I'm saying? It was only right. So the guy who drafted him in Atlanta, Travis Schlenk, is the guy, I guess, that picked him up from the airport or whatever in D.C.
That's what's, I guess, making the story just better. Again, just happy for Trae Young in a new situation. But we knew going into this year that it was going to be a big year for the Hawks and for him, and it was going to be some questions that need to be answered. And you could tell the writing on the wall that things weren't just going in the way that he thought it was going to be, and there was a trade on the rise. again, we talk about how social media kind of just like overfloods the news in the league, and everybody knew that Trae Young was kind of basically about to be on the move. What was the value of Trae Young? This is Jalen Johnson's team now. But again, the writing was on the wall, but now he's going into a situation where they want him. You know,
when did you first hear Washington was a trade option, and what was your reaction? My agent, Aaron Mintz, hit me and told me him and the Hawks general manager started working out things. So I remember it was a few weeks ago when I heard that there were people there I knew from the Hawks and that have known me since I was a kid. It felt like a no-brainer. After all the stuff that was coming out being fake, you want to be around people that you know who you are, because that's where you'll be the most successful. When did you realize it was probably time to part ways with the Hawks? To be honest with you, I wanted to be able to help both sides. And to be honest, I didn't even want to get it to my player option this summer to do that, because that could end up leaving Atlanta with nothing. As much as people wanted to say otherwise, I didn't even want to put that in the air. So I wanted to give the first half of the season a chance. And me and Hawks forward, Kristaps Porzingis being injured and stuff, it just felt like the right time. And Hawks forward, Jalen has been balling, and I was always helping and wanting him to get the ball too. So it just felt like it was time, and I always wanted to leave on the right note too. I like this from Trae Young, and I like some of the questions that they ask, but it gives us a little bit more insight. And I like when players are able to speak up, because he's saying, hey, I always wanted to help Atlanta in some way. Even if that meant me leaving, I never want to get to my player option, because the player option could have left them with nothing. As much as people want to say otherwise, I'm trying to make sure I help Atlanta as well. And
because realistically, it is true. Like, he could have opted out and left them with nothing. Like, that's essentially what he's saying. And so the fact that he didn't want to do that, that's kind of, I'm pretty sure that's probably the same vibes a lot of stars have. Like, when they love a city, like, Dame never really like left. Like, he requested a trade. He probably wanted to help.
Dame was coming. Nah,
Giannis probably would do the same thing for Milwaukee. Like, Giannis probably could have never signed an extension and could have just left Milwaukee with nothing. And like, that's not to say that that's wrong, but also it shows that you got still some love for the city. You willing to do what's right for the organization still, but also you doing what's right for yourself at the same time. You never leaving nobody empty-handed.
Yeah, man.
Even the love to Jalen Johnson. You're like, Jalen Johnson, man, hooping shit. I was helping and trying to get on the ball.
Yeah. I just can't imagine that, bro. That's your city. And it's kind of like, it's just not really the next day. And again, this built up. But the world used to be yours, low-key.
But it still can be. I love the fact that he said he wants that both parties need each other. He wants to help revive Washington, who ain't really been relevant since John Wall and Bradley Beal era. So now we about to get this back popping. We about to rejuvenate the city. We finna get it back lively. I'm finna get back feeling like Ice Trae again. It's cold. It's quiet as fuck in here. Like that's everything finna start going up from here, baby. We finna get back to Trae Young being Trae Young. The Wizards finna be popping again. It's finna be good vibes.
This is one of the best parts about the questioning, though. They said while you were growing up a Thunder fan, living in Oklahoma, you saw the turmoil that came with Kevin Durant leaving the Thunder to sign with the Golden State Warriors and free agency in 2016. Was that in the back of your mind in terms of making sure that you left Atlanta in a positive way? He says, for sure, I definitely wanted to leave the right way. I didn't know how it would be. I don't know if there's necessarily the right way to leave anytime, but I feel like if there was, this was the most way for me to leave. And yeah, no bad blood between either side.
Yeah.
Again, which was something I talked about a lot when the trade actually happened, because it's like the report came out that they were working together to get the trade done. Washington was a place that was a top team, but Trae Young also had the interest, and Atlanta was like, let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I haven't heard anything, and wasn't really expecting to, but I heard nothing but super, super, super positive things from his teammates about the trade and everything, especially Jalen Johnson. I really heard nothing but really good things and like about their relationship, just as teammates and as people too.
He also continued to be candid. They asked him about the player option, being with the Washington Wizards. And is that his mentality, to be in Washington long term? He said, that's the thing. I'm obviously always where my feet are, especially now. My feet are all right here now. I obviously have a player option this summer. I just want to enjoy the city. Right now, who knows what that would be? It's a good chance. You never know if I'll be here or not. But for me, I like the people around here, obviously. Really, really like the people around here, from the front office to all the guys being from OKC and the people I just met around here. But I want to figure out more about the city and stuff like that before I even get to thinking about that. I want to be around my teammates and all of that stuff before an extension. So very candid, not like, oh, yeah, hell yeah. I'm going to sign it tomorrow.
I love the realness in that one.
That's all you can be.
Yeah. Seems like Trae Young has been real throughout this whole situation. And I like that, and I respect that a lot.
Did it upset you or disappoint you that the Hawks never offered you a contract extension? It was more disappointing, but that's part of it. It didn't make me mad. It didn't make me sad. It was more disappointing. You wish it could have worked out and stuff, but that's life. Maybe that not working out could be a blessing in disguise. Hey, that's that. My mom called. My teacher called my mom. I said, well, was about to, and I said, don't call her. She's not gonna be mad. She's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you try to come back to school and act like it didn't bother you.
Yeah.
It's like that. You had that kid forgot about that old toy. He got the new toy now.
Yeah. I'm just really happy for Trae Young to be in.
There's another quote in here. I didn't know I was going to had a full interview. I love that I did. But there was another part, maybe not in this specific sit down or presser, but Trae Young also talked about like trying to make an all-star or two out of these guys. And it was very aware, and that's the point that I loved about all of this so far. And it's one thing to talk about something, it's another thing to have the actions follow the words. Actions speak louder than words. But the awareness of him going into the situation is something that I love, again, for the Wizards buying low at what they did. And again, it's just a part of the business. When you have a player who is used to getting high money, used to having things a certain way, and a lot of that stuff starts to evaporate and the money becomes threatened a bit, you get them in a situation where they're able to buy in and have a little bit of a reflection and self-understanding of what's next.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm not the face of the franchise guy no more. You know, and Trae Young, when it comes to playmaking, again, I love how he's aware of the fact that my best value is not only just offensively, but making the guys around me better and recognizing the talent they had there. That's just being self-aware to saying that's where my value is right now. Yeah. My value as being the franchise guy in Atlanta, it kind of took its toll, and like we've seen the limit of it. It's just not going to work anymore. When I was the face of the franchise guy, they're talking about trading me, and they talked about all my deficiencies. Let me try to be the guy that helps everybody around them be better, and try not to be, I don't want to say no detriment, but it's like let me try a new role. You know what I'm saying?
Is Trae Young actually hurt, or are they just sitting him just so they don't win too many games so they can keep their heart pick?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually hurt.
I think he's actually hurt. Is he actually hurt to the part where he needs to sit out for the entire year? Probably not. But since he's already been banged, he already missed time with the Hawks. He missed significant time already. So I would believe that he isn't 1,000% healthy. And because he's not 1,000% healthy, whether they're trying to get a top pick or not, what would you do if you just acquired a guy like that? You just acquired a star at a low value, and your team is bad, and he's been banged up for the year.
I think when you think about it probably is smart to just let him just rest out.
Because what are you going to do, win 3 more games?
Yeah. Unless they feel like he just going to come in and ascend right away. But
and again, they don't want that.
Yeah, they don't want that.
Yeah, because I mean, no, they're too far. But like from the 12th spot, they're only a few games behind. You know what I'm saying?
It's just not worth fighting for the 12th spot, though.
Yeah. They would much rather just stay at 15.
And then it only puts more mileage on his body. It only opens up the ability for him to continue to get banged up.
Yeah.
So fighting for 12, 11 potential play-in spots.
I think he gets a really good chance to learn about his teammates, too. I know that kind of sounds like, but again, for a dude that really wants to, again, make this work, and again, it's always is like, we don't know how he's going to fit on other teams. He could kind of learn about his teammates before even getting on the court, right? He can learn spots. He can he can learn his guys and everything like that. He can form a relationship with Alex Sarb even before he kind of gets on the court. It's kind of like the cheat code of when the rookies sit out their whole first season and you're getting all this experience.
Yep.
And so the next year when you really do step on the court, you're ready to go.
He even said right here, I know as soon as I run a PNR with Alex or when I see Bilal cutting, that builds chemistry.
Yep.
That builds trust. And they got to know I give effort on the other end, too. A lot of awareness from Trae Young. A lot of awareness for Trae Young. Now, I will say, again, I was driving home my people in D.C. One thing about me that I've learned in my life is a person can say anything but do another.
Yeah.
That's why, don't tell me you love me, show me. Person will look you in your face, I'll take a bullet for you. You would never know until the bullet is actually in the air and they got to jump in front of it, whether they would do it or not. So the idea of somebody saying something is one thing versus them doing it. The one thing about this, though, we will see Trae Young with the Wizards. We will see him on the floor with them at some point, and we'll get a chance to see those actions manifest. I love this. I said it again. I'll repeat it. I think the Wizards hit a lick. And the presser and some of the things he said already is why I felt that immediately, is because I just know how it is. When you want to save that grace, or when you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
And seeing certain things leave, facing adversity, great people, great players, they buy in and they figure things out when their back is against the wall. And that's exactly what Trae Young is going to do with Washington. And yeah, man, young
Hopefully
guys.
that's something we see happen with Ja Morant too.
Yeah,
Hopefully we see
I
Ja
can
Morant
see
go
that
to a
with
new
Ja Morant.
situation.
I kind of want Ja Morant on a new team because I feel like Ja Morant ain't as bad as the play has been. I feel like Ja Morant is exhausted. I feel like Ja Morant has been banged up. I feel like Ja Morant is carrying so much. And I feel like Ja Morant kind of is over the Memphis shit as well. I think a lot of times you see Ja Morant out there, he is kind of going through the motions. But I think a fresh start would help Ja.
Yeah, I think we also have to understand that these guys are human, so sometimes there's a mental aspect to
These
it as
guys,
well.
they are human.
Yeah.
But in these two guys we specifically talking about, they also are carrying the entire city.
They are.
Memphis became, as a city, I don't want to say the entire relevancy because they've always had Gotti, Dolph,
It's gonna hurt more if Ja
Bag.
get traded from Memphis than I think Atlanta for Trae Young. Ja was so damn Memphis, bro. Like, he felt like the perfect player. I'm trying to, again, envision him in other jerseys.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
He one of the players I wish could have stayed in that Memphis jersey. And again, they still have a chance to work things out, but it's tough, man.
I'm just saying, when I see Ja on the floor, I see little flashes and everything. I don't see a guy that just can't play basketball no more.
Yeah.
I see a guy that's just kind of mentally burnt out, physically is going through tough times and having some nicks and knacks there. And it's some frustration as an organization because this team was a team that was just walking into the playoffs easily, and now they're struggling. And everybody seems exhausted. Everybody seems tired. You got a new coach in that's doing these substitution patterns that are not familiar across the NBA. You look at Ja Morant in the minutes. Ja Morant is at 28 minutes per game. That would be a career low, I think, since his rookie year. Maybe even lower than the rookie year. It is a lot going on.
I wonder if it kind of started.
And maybe some of these guys been taxed too much to carry a city and a team on their back. Maybe Ja Morant needs to go play next to somebody like Anthony Edwards. I don't know, on the floor-wise, scheme-wise, it could get a little tricky because Ja Morant needs the ball.
Similar-wise, I was going to say, man, he probably wasn't expecting Desmond Bane to just get traded. And
that makes the burden even heavier, yeah.
Right, and you talk about how much of the tax that Desmond Bane took off pick and roll wise, shooting the ball wise. It hasn't been the same with Orlando, but Desmond Bane used to be one of them dudes that got threes up and he was shooting 40%. And like for a guy next to Ja Morant, that's super valuable.
Yeah, that's a perfect tandem. That was like the perfect backcourt that you could have had.
Right.
We even see some parts of a guy like Luka who is like a superhero. It'd be certain nights where, it's exhausted for him to carry the Lakers' burden.
I mean, last night, LeBron outplayed him.
He
LeBron's
did.
41.
Because I think some of that goes to what I said. You see Luka get burnt out a little bit.
And that's a whole different conversation because, again, I think players deserve criticism. Just like if you're an athlete, you're going to get criticism. But a player have a bad game, it's like, damn. You don't remember the other times he just had 40, 12, and 12, and another 40, 12, and 12? You have a bad game, it's just like, throw the whole team away. Like, we got to be better.
People also crucify Luka just because of the other side of the ball, too.
Yeah.
So, like, if he has a bad offensive game, you just know he's not giving you anything on the defensive side of it. Like, he's giving you damn near nothing. So, like, his bad game sometimes can be real bad.
Mm-hmm. Because, he puts himself in positions to where he can't really have a bad offensive game because he don't give you shit defensively.
He be taking some crazy ass shots, too. I'll see you.
He's earned the right for that. He's earned the right for that.
Like,
Hey, man, Aiden got to have some fucking pride, man.
No.
Aiden.
Oh, we get into Lakers talk. Go ahead.
It's just no way in hell a number 1 overall pick should feel comfortable with Jackson Hayes closing out games for you in the biggest market in the NBA. That's supposed to be your time to shine and your moment.
Talk to him, Millie.
Jackson Hayes is out there outplaying you.
Look in that camera and talk to DeAndre Ayton.
Jackson Hayes is outplaying you and taking your minutes on the biggest market on the biggest stage in the NBA for everybody to see it, and you just sitting on the benches.
Who is his point guard too?
Luka Doncic.
Who loves to do what?
Feed his big man.
I don't be
This
getting
man
it.
had Dwight Powell out there looking like.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. This is the biggest opportunity.
This opportunity is crazy. This kind of fell in DeAndre Ayton's lap.
Yes.
I wasn't buying too much into it, but then I'm like, that motherfucker playing with Luka, LeBron. I'm gonna buy into it.
Austin Reeves too.
Austin Reeves.
This shit should be easy.
And I'm gonna say
It should
this
be
too.
easy.
Because it's like it was tough because you know Ayton, but this is just different.
This is just like the cake right there.
Yeah, it's just different.
He does this. He does this thing too. It's like sometimes I roll, sometimes I pop, which already pissed me off because it's like if you have Luka on your team, you roll to the basket because that's 2 points
Luka
every
Doncic,
damn time.
yeah.
But again, just the game before that, D Mills, he had a highlight play, 2 back-to-back highlights where Luka just threw it up, lob,
Yeah.
fall out of the bounce, lob. And then you have the same things like that. And part of my theory too, just overall with the Lakers, Luka is a lot better with Jackson Hayes because he just goes to
He
the
got
rim.
one thing he doing and one thing he doing.
And he
Austin
just
Reeves-
also just plays with effort and
He does.
energy.
He does.
But you know, that's why I've always said my favorite type of centers are the hard hat guys because they have no fucking choice.
Yeah. And you they didn't even want to sign Jackson Hayes.
didn't.
They didn't even want to keep.
They
He was one of
didn't.
their last signings.
They was like, fuck it, we got nobody else,
there was
and
no
you ain't
one
going
on the
nowhere else,
market.
so come on.
Yeah, they didn't even
Familiarity,
want,
you already been here.
yeah.
And then they got you, and it was like, bet, he the starter. Jackson Hayes, he just kind of a backup. We don't really need him. At this point, they're like, we fucking need Jackson Hayes.
That's a great fucking point because that speaks to how bad a motherfucker is. Imagine we don't want KB on the podcast no more since he's not here. We don't want KB no more. So we bring in another motherfucker, and we like, all right, cool, yeah, we got it, bro, all right, cool. And we still end up having to put KB right here, even though we didn't want his ass. That mean the dude we replace him with really ain't on shit.
Yeah.
Aiden, they didn't want to bring him back. They almost didn't.
It was such a last-second sign.
They gave you the starting spot easily, and you. Oh man.
And what was this? Maybe like a week or two ago when it was like the first kind of Jackson Hayes just played over him as like closing minutes. JJ Redick just straight up said he played better. He played
You
harder.
gonna let that continue for over a week? You didn't take that and be like, bet, motherfucker, but let's see if he played. No.
But that's the reason all of us, even Laker fans who was convincing themselves on DeAndre Ayton, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We all, you squint, you look, and you just try to evaluate, and you throw everything out of the window with DeAndre Ayton, because this is not the typical situation. This ain't him signing with the Bulls. This ain't him signing with the Bucks. He signed with the Lakers who have Luka, LeBron, Reeves, and nobody else to threaten his position. So it was like, yeah, I can convince myself on buying in on Ayton a little bit, because this is a God-given opportunity to him.
Yeah.
And
you know who his best
still
teammate
in the back
is?
of our mind, we was like, this is also DeAndre Ayton, who
Yeah.
just got this attitude of like, I don't care.
You know who bring the best out of him though?
Who?
The dude that's gonna be gone. And I don't even think they just said that.
Marcus Smart?
No,
LeBron?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves?
Austin Reeves.
How
Wait,
long
why
he
you
gonna
say
be
he's
gone?
gonna be gone?
I think they just had a report too that they said they don't have any details on him.
Far.
But it's just like
Good thing they did.
Oh,
they,
you talking about physically?
yeah, good
Yeah.
thing they
Like
did they
he
work
just-
early.
okay.
Because they still 23 and 13.
Yeah. And again, like we had a little bit of an easier schedule too, but like some of our best lineups were with Austin Reeves and DeAndre Ayton. Even when Luka was out, for some damn reason, he plays hard, and maybe because Austin Reeves gives him the ball a few times more than Luka. But it's just you gotta have
That
more
was
than
also
that, bro.
honeymoon stage.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that. It can't be no situational thing when I'm getting the ball. For a center that's not no main guy, it's got to be an every night thing, or you will be your ass on that bench.
You're not gonna get the ball a lot.
At
You're
all.
playing with LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka.
Hey, man.
There's only so many shots we can get you, and the shots we
Tell
get
me
you,
30. Name 30 teams, right? Well, you know the 30 teams. Pick 5 where he is getting a lot of shots.
none.
That's just not the NBA.
I don't think he's going to any team and they're just like, here's Shaq. Like, he's going to turn into Shaq.
Yeah, like what
we
the
just giving
fuck?
him the ball.
And then we do that and you don't do shit Shaq do.
Yeah.
You shoot a turnaround fade over fucking Josh Hart.
And you just bailing the defense out. So, yeah, I don't see no team that he can go to.
I hate saying that.
They just going to spoon feed.
That's the worst thing about centers in today's age. You love skill. You see Alperen Sengun. You see
But you got to be
Jokic,
one of the ones. You got to be the Sengun. Yeah.
But then these guys who got intermediate skill, it's like, bro, you might as well just be a hard rim runner.
Yeah.
Hard hat rim runner.
Because you ain't doing nothing but hurting your. This is like the biggest stage, the biggest moment for you to go out there. Because you're not just auditioning for the Lakers. That's the fucked up part. You don't realize it. At least I hope you do realize it.
But you know,
you're auditioning for every other team in the NBA.
He makes the point about Trae Young statements. My point.
Yep.
Because at the beginning of the offseason, or the beginning of the season, at the end of the offseason, when he finally got picked up by them, DeAndre Ayton said all the right things.
Yeah, he did.
He said all the right fucking things. And I think even then, I was like, hey, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder. That's another example of a guy saying all of the right things, and here's the reality. Less than 50 games into the season. We're not even halfway into the season, and we already having this conversation.
Because what they say, when you're talking to somebody, you should probably wait about 3 months before you say we can get into a relationship, especially like a marriage or something like that.
Because they don't say all the right things at first.
You can't hide it for 3 months.
Yeah.
You can't hide it for 3 months. And it's been October, November, December. It's January. The 3 months is up. We seen the real DeAndre Ayton. Again, there's always the up when you're kind of playing just that bad. But again, like, it's a reality now. All that sweet talking at the beginning of the season, it was talk, really.
Did not know we was going to have some DeAndre Ayton talk, but I love when we have conversations on playing. I want to get into some other player talk. Conversation me and my dad been having. Well, not even really been having, but my dad called me the other day. And I love my dad because he support everything that we do. But also, he's my dad, so it ain't like he watching every podcast and everything. He says, you know who my favorite player is this year? And I say, yeah, I know exactly who your favorite player is this year. He's like, who? I said, Jaylen Brown. He said, oh, man, that's how I know you, my son. How you know Jaylen Brown? I said, because Jaylen Brown, I'm loving Jaylen Brown. Everybody loving Jaylen Brown. But I told my dad, he's like, yeah, man, people ain't know. I said, that's why you got to watch Tee It Up, man. Coming into the season, I had my episode of what are like 10 people or 10 things I'm buying in, and Jaylen Brown and the Celtics were one. Because I just, for whatever reason, couldn't find myself seeing them bottom out.
Yeah.
And the conversation of him saying that led me to the point where I called him back yesterday and I asked him, I said, hey, Pops, we're doing a show tomorrow. What's been on your mind as a basketball fan? Something that's open-ended, though. I don't want anything that has a factual answer at it. I just want to throw something out to the guys. And he brought the Jaylen Brown shit up. He's like, hey, I think Jaylen Brown has been playing the best basketball out of anybody in the NBA right now.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about this too. Like,
and I'm highlighting it right now because Jokic is hurt, obviously.
Yeah, I honestly personally mine's maybe more of a hot take. I was saying that I think Jaylen Brown's the MVP. Like,
I've seen people talk about it. I
personally
don't
do
think
think he is the MVP because, like, when you look at how he's elevated himself and his team into a place that they shouldn't have been at. Like, if the Celtics were the 8th seed and they were struggling without Tatum and all the turmoil, the turnover that their team had, and for him to put them back in position as the number 2 option normally, and now he's playing at a number 1 option level, all NBA level, I think that's like the definition of like an MVP.
Yeah,
He stepped up in a significant way that no one else expected.
That's the part in the conversation with my dad, by the way, that came up where I'm like, he's like, oh, man, you said that? I said, now listen, I said I was buying in on Jaylen Brown and the Celtics being good. I'd be lying if I told you I thought he was going to do this and that they would be this good.
Right.
I kind of thought they would be 6th seed in the mix and he would be just doing good. He's doing great. I think he is on some MVP shit. And they are, what, the 2nd seed right now?
Yes, they're the
That's
second
way
seed.
better than I thought they were going to be.
Because you always got to have that context too, that you're literally missing your best player on the team.
Yes.
And I was joking around.
You're missing your best player. You lost Drew Holiday.
And
you
lost
traded Porzingis and Horford.
Yeah. Somebody came to my stream and was asking, like, who your top 3 MVPs right now? And jokingly, I was like, man, it's Jamal Murray. Just because what he doing, no Jokic. You would think that team was terrible with no Jokic.
Yeah.
But he's keeping them afloat. And it's really like that when, again, you put in perspective that what the talent they're working with and how able they're just be able to get over the hump and act as a number one option.
Yeah.
For Jaylen Brown specifically, though, I really don't think that MVP thing is far off. Will he get it? Probably not. But it's just like you don't see any more two-way players like that.
I don't know, Mike.
I just think that's what I'm saying. He does it on both sides, and I also think it's good for the NBA if a guy like Jaylen Brown were to get it. Because when you put all the context behind what he's doing and what he's going through, that's like the definition of what you would want from someone in an MVP level. Like Jaylen Brown texted Joe Mazzulla and said, "I want to smoke with Kawhi." And then he goes out there, and when Kawhi is being guarded by him, he's shooting 35% from the field.
He pushed
and
for Jordan Walsh to be in the rotation as well.
Yeah, and then also he go out there and drop 50 on Kawhi and them heads. So like he wanted the hottest man in the league and said, "I want to smoke with him," and he had made him go out there and have a struggling night. But on the other end, he went out there and dropped 50. Like that's just MVP type shit.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing too, bro. The 65 game thing. Jokic injury. We even just had a quote from David Alderman that said, "I understand the 65 game rule, but a guy that never misses games for a decade, it bothers me a little bit. This is not somebody sitting out. He never sits out. He's anxious to get back."
Yeah, no,
That was David Alderman.
I felt that because Jokic is not a guy that's routinely out. Like he's really for a center, he's an Iron Man. Like. And especially for as physical as he plays, it is kind of unfortunate that the 65 game rule is probably going to affect him on winning any awards.
Yeah, it's shitty. And I don't want to be that person that's like, we got to break the rules for certain individuals. But again, I just hope that they are just lenient, especially to some people that's like, okay,
Especially
he ain't
if you
played,
don't miss a lot of games.
He ain't played 65, but he got to this number and we can respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I hope it's not a problem. I hope, again, as long as he can't get somewhere near the games and it's not some crazy that he's just extended out for a long time, I hope he still gets it or in a conversation. Yeah,
because missing out All-NBA and MVP, that's a lot of money.
Who's played better this year? Who's been the better player this year? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Jaylen Brown? I think I've seen this on Twitter.
I'm going to go Jaylen Brown.
This year.
I'm going to go Jaylen Brown strictly just because also talent available around him. Like, he doesn't have a Chet. He doesn't have I know Shai didn't have J-Dub for a stretch, but he doesn't have a J-Dub next to him. He's out there with Darrick White, Neemias Queta, Jordan Walsh. So, like, the talent in which Jaylen Brown has to operate and to the point of where he's elevating his team to be, to me, is more impressive than what Shai is doing with OKC.
I think it's still Shai. I mean, again, you just see even what happened when he missed the last game. They got their ass bust by the damn. It was just like it's not the same OKC team when he's not.
They
out
won
there.
last night.
Yeah, I was about to say
they was getting their ass.
That's why I had to correct myself because they came back. But it's like that shit would have been a whole different conversation if Shai and Chet was on that damn floor. You know what I'm saying? It was specifically Shai. And I mean, it was just not too long ago that team was just like 23-1.
Yeah.
So again, it's really coming back to that. What have you done for me lately? I guess it would be Jaylen Brown, but I think it's still Shai.
Ah, man, it's tough for me.
Because Jaylen Brown now.
I'm going to go JB, though. But it's tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go JB.
That defense, he defends his head. He's always done that. But, like, for him to have the increased offensive load and to still play that hard on the defensive side of the ball, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I also just think you can never undermine the caring of something. To me, I love a good
I
care.
love Jaylen Brown's honesty, too. Like, he's saying, hey, shout out to Jalen Brunson, shout out to Shai, but ain't none of them motherfuckers have a better month than me.
Yeah, that's my player of the month, player of the week, whatever it was.
And I'm just like, that's so real, because some players that I play are like, nah, that ain't mean much to me. Like, I ain't that. But no, he being completely
who are
honest.
the legit two-way players in the game? I seen the tweet that I really liked. Somebody, I forget who said it too. It was just a tweet I seen. Said 3-and-D players are not two-way players.
Yeah, because they're barely 3-and-D.
Yeah, they don't really touch them. They don't have high usage rates.
So like the two-way player, I feel like is it's almost like a lost role.
It's overly used like 3-and-D because
it's only a few.
3-and-D.
Yeah,
it's only a few.
I would say probably like Shai, not Shai. I meant to say Anthony Edwards.
Jaylen
Brown, Vic.
Hey, Kawhi at his peak.
Yeah, Kawhi at his peak.
I mean, that's like two-way.
Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes, no doubt.
Scotty Barnes is in there for sure because he has the ball.
I'm still
a lot
putting
and
Jason
he
Tatum
defends
in
at a
there.
high level.
Yeah.
I'm putting Jason Tatum in there.
He might.
Jason Tatum, yeah, because Jason Tatum do a lot of stuff even if he isn't guarding the primary defender. He's doing a lot of stuff and help, and like we saw him in the Dallas series where he was helping stop those lobs from Luka, where he was protecting the paint, and like he does a lot of different things.
Amen Thompson,
yeah, and then
it's not that many.
it's not that many.
Jimmy Butler used to be that two-way player.
Yeah, him, Paul George, they kind of older, so I kind of get them.
Yeah, they kind of just
35.
Because that's what I think about when two-way. It's not just like, can you defend and can you shoot? It's like, does your defense, or if you're super
Bam
amazing
Adebayo.
offensively.
Bam.
That's another one. It's like, does your defense match your offense?
Yeah.
And to not just 3 and D scale, but to the higher
What about
scale.
Franz Wagner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly. I wouldn't say his defense is as great as those other guys, but he's solid.
Yeah. I think that's the difference.
Giannis
too. It's like-
Antetokounmpo?
Oh, yeah.
Or no?
He's
Yeah,
'Cause
I would say for the
Giannis-
most
so
part.
Giannis'
Anybody
issue
with a
is-
DPOY, I'm gonna say
Giannis'
every
issue
P in a
is
DP.
He's just not great in space sometimes because like we
He
even
helps
see-
that.
Yeah, he's more of a good help defender.
Weak side help defender, yeah.
So I guess it depends on how much you value that. But one-on-one, Giannis sometimes be getting his ass blown by. I ain't gonna lie. We saw it when he played the Pacers. Like Tyrese Halliburton
yeah.
had
I mean-
multiple possessions where he just
His
boom.
ass is like a 7-footer. He's like 6'11". Like, he's gonna get burned past. It's all right. But yeah, I'm not expecting him to keep over guards all the time.
J-Dub.
Oh yeah,
J-Dub is for sure one of them
J-Dub,
ones.
yeah, because he literally made all defensive last year. No, he made all NBA, but we know the defense is there. Yeah, because I'm thinking about because OG I wouldn't put in a two-way.
He did make all defensive last year.
J made all defense too. Yeah.
All defensive second team.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. It ain't a long list, but it got some guys in there.
Yeah.
Got some guys in there. Good conversation about the best. I like conversations like that because we know who the best players in the game are. We know who the best player is. But there are certain times and stretches where, for the first stint of a year or so, somebody could be in a conversation we're not used to having them in. And, it's dope to see that. And I love player progression because we in a time today where everybody think that player progression is linear and it all makes sense. And you can pull out a calculator and go to analytic databases and figure out if you do this in the first 3 months, you're going to be an all-star. But if you can't do this, then no, Jaylen Brown just showing you right now. This is a lot of shit that a lot of people thought Jaylen Brown would not be able to do and wouldn't be able to sustain. And he's doing it on mid-range jump shots and guarding and doing a lot of good shit. So
Yeah.
I love anytime a player can come out and defy the odds because I think our game is getting too caught up in patterns.
Yeah.
This is the pattern. If you do this and do this and do this, it shows that means you're
Sometimes
gonna be
shit
this.
just happens.
Yeah, sometimes shit
Like,
just happens.
and I don't know what made me think
Keontae
about
George also is a great example of that as well. Because a lot of people was just over Keontae George, and then he out of nowhere had this year that nobody expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
what
now
made-
I'm even more excited to see what his next year looks like.
Yeah.
Because I think the hardest part about it is just being consistent.
Yep.
Especially when
Yeah.
your name is on the board now.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Durant, past Wilt Chamberlain. He's now 7th, or passed him for 7th on the all-time scoring list. I think this is something that we've been hearing too much about, but we kind of are taking this type of shit for granted. Because we've had so many legendary players in our kind of time of growing up, it's like Russ just passed Oscar Robertson as the all-time scoring point guard. KD is passing Wilt Chamberlain. You always hear somebody, he passed him for 12th on the three-point line. So you kind of get jaded by it, and it's like whatever. But no. This is some big deal to me.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant passed Wilt Chamberlain for 7th place on the all-time scoring list on Friday night in a loss to our Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah,
got
they
him.
did lose to Portland because KD got subbed out.
Stop playing with us. Yeah, man. Kevin Durant said to be amongst the greats is always an honor. Wilt is somebody I studied and tried to look up to as much as I can. A player like that, like I always say, he set a standard for NBA players, and I'm grateful to reach that and inspired by what he produced for the game. This is Wilt Chamberlain we're talking about. Dirk is 6th on the scoring list at 31,560 points. So that's next up for Kevin Durant.
How many more points do you need? How far?
If he just passed Wilt, it don't even say right here.
Oh.
I want to look at the games played compared to, because, KD has missed
He
some
missed
time.
a lot of time.
So, again.
That's why, to me, he's the greatest scorer of all time because
Yeah.
he missed so much time. This dude had an Achilles injury. He missed a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Then he had a foot injury with OKC where he missed a bunch of games. Kevin Durant has missed a lot of time to be a guy that's on his way to being top 3 all-time scoring. He's missed a lot of time. Hell, LeBron lucky he missed that time because that number 1 that LeBron got wouldn't be the number 1 for long if Kevin Durant played in a lot of the more of the games that he missed.
I think
His stats
KD
are-
can catch Dirk this year.
His stats are so nasty, too, because it just starts off at 20 points a game as a rookie, and it's just 25 plus straight. And then he got years where he was averaging 32, basically years where he's averaging 30. Kevin Durant is about as consistent as it comes.
In a few games, he can catch Dirk. He's only 115 points away from catching Dirk.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
he'll
get the
catch
6th
him.
spot.
But yeah, Kevin Durant has a season where he played 27 games. He was an all-star in that year. He's got a season where he did not play the first year with Brooklyn. He's got it that first year he actually played with Brooklyn. He only played 35 games. The last year with Brooklyn, he got traded.
Because you were about to say that 8 games and then
39 and 8 games.
Yeah, so it's like 40.
But it's still 47
that's like
games.
half a season.
Yeah, it's still 47 games. 62 games last year. All of those, the second year with Brooklyn, he played 55 games. So he's played a lot of games where a lot of seasons where he's at 60 or right below 60.
Yeah.
So he's missing 20, 30. Yeah, anybody that's missed a full damn season.
Yeah. It's
could
crazy to
use that.
see that Steph Curry, with his ankle injuries at the beginning of his career, he's almost top 20 in scoring.
Yeah.
Like, he's right there. Those threes really catapulted him.
Because I think about this often, too.
He also was a one and done.
Yeah, so, like, he had all the odds against him to not be a top 20 scorer, and he's about to do it.
I think about this often, how when we look at the records, because I think LeBron James is about to get close to somebody in assists again. Like, he's
The
not
Mavericks are expected to keep Anthony Davis following his hand injury, by the way.
That makes sense. How many of like the modern guys that we see are going to take up those like names on the all-time list? Like 10 years from now, we're going to say Jason Tatum, he's closing in on Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, I feel like we're really going to have the opportunity the way that, first of all, the talent has been.
The only thing that scares me is the games played. We in an era today where it's kind of just like preserve your body, be smart.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing, man.
But I will say the one thing that alleviates that is the volume of threes that
Yep.
a lot of these guys are
Yep.
making. So, like, when a lot of these guys that's at the top, they won't even shoot. They was shooting all 2.
Bro, that's be the crazy shit. You ever see it be like, and it's not a fact, I'm just going to say like a random thing. It'd be like, Sam Merrill just passed up so-and-so on the all-time scoring list. So like, bro, Sam Merrill ain't been there for long. It's just like the points just added up so quick, and it's just like, how the hell is this dude in the all-time leading scores right now for this franchise? I think they had that shit it was like that when it was Will Barton. Became the all-time leading three-point
for the
mates for the
Nuggets.
Nuggets. It's like,
Kevin
what?
Durant didn't start averaging 6 threes a game till his 7th year with the Warriors.
Yeah.
That's certain guys. Conker Nipple might be averaging like 8 or 9 threes a night as a rookie.
He gonna be what? Yeah.
I mean, other
LaMelo
than
probably gonna go down as probably one of the all-time leader for like three-point mates for the Hornets by the time whenever he does, either end his career there or he moves on to the next team. Like, he's gonna be one of the top leaders just for volume.
Yeah. Because, like, when I'm looking at the top 10 list now, James Harden's the only one here that's top 10 that shoots threes a lot. You got Shaq, Wilt, Durant, Dirk, Jordan, Kobe, Malone, Kareem, LeBron. So James Harden's literally the only one here that shoots a lot of threes. Everybody else was in the paint, shooting middies. So, like,
He might actually have the most, like, least amount of field goals to be up there, if that makes sense.
I see what you mean.
Because
you saying
you know
James
how,
Harden?
like, if you take away his free throws, he probably go down a little.
He also
bit.
was in a limited role to start the career.
he
6
was
man.
6 man coming off the bench. So, like, his explosion after coming off going to Houston, it was like, boom.
Last thing we got for the episode, we want to update our league pass team. I'm very interested to see what y'all got. I can't even remember what our league pass teams was when we first had this conversation at the beginning of the year. But yeah, 2026, we are a couple of weeks away from All-Star festivities and a trade deadline. We're getting to the halfway point in the season. What are y'all updated league pass teams? First of all, how many teams do y'all have? And yeah, what are those teams that y'all are getting up for in this time of the season where it's easy to kind of just be like, I'm a chill or watch a movie?
I felt like I was kind of like going into this, I was thinking that like a lot of these teams that felt like they fell off just because we watch basketball every damn day. And so some of that excitement level just goes down. But I was like, if I was a new guy, who would I want to watch? One of the teams, and I forget where we had them last time, I like watching the Charlotte Hornets, man. They are a fun three-point shooting team. They got fun players like Brandon Miller, Con Knipple. It's funny seeing Sion James out there, and he's doing his thing. I actually enjoy watching them. Even if you do kind of move on from LaMelo, I think they're going into the right direction for sure.
Yeah, I like it because I think LaMelo's actually, I don't know, I kind of like his fit with this team a little bit more.
Yeah, I do too.
They even had him coming off the bench on the other day, and he came off the bench and dropped 30. They said they're trying to do it for back-to-backs so they can get more out of him, so he's not putting so much wear and tear on his body. But honestly, I just like the whole team's fit. They just play fast. They get up and down. They play like a young team should play. Yeah. Young teams shouldn't be playing this slow. Like, no, we're finna utilize our youth and we're finna run. Yeah, so we're gonna just put up shots.
They also have that quality that I feel like not a lot of teams have, but they have multiple guys that just make plays for the next person.
And they move the ball. They move the ball
LaMelo,
really
Brandon
well.
Miller, and Con Knipple all can make plays for the next person.
They all trust each other to move the ball, and I'm like, that's how Con Knipple be getting open shots. They just keep swinging it. The ball, I love the fact that the ball no longer just sticks in LaMelo's hand, and it's just like, LaMelo bring us home. Like, no, they swing it around. Shit.
They all got ultimate green light, too.
Yeah, and if somebody do have a mismatch, they completely cool with just letting him rock out. Whether it's Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, even Con Knipple sometimes gets some time, LaMelo, Colin Sexton. So, like, they all had this, like, cooler vibe to them that they all kind of trust each other.
Any given night, they could hit damn near 23s and beat you.
Yeah.
Green light madness over there, man. LaMelo, Con, Brandon Miller, Colin Sexton. You can shoot it.
Yeah, a team for me is Philly. Philly seem to always be in really good games. Tyrese Maxey has been amazing. VJ Edgecombe next to him has been amazing. And then just like Paul George and Joel Embiid being on a court for them recently has just been
Kelly
just
Oubre
a cherry
and
on
Watford
top.
back now.
So like, and then Joel Embiid has just been getting game by game, just looking better and better and better and better. And he's coming out and he's looking closer to the Joel Embiid we're accustomed to seeing. And then it's just also just great to see the passing of the torch live. Like Maxey has like, he is the guy now. And like you see it happening live. Even like, they just had a game recently where we're down a clutch and everybody just moved out of the way and just said, Maxey, take us home.
Who was that against? We fumbled it and it went overtime.
And it went to overtime. But like, Paul George and Joel Embiid completely understand the assignment, and it's to get Tyrese Maxey the ball, and we are here to compliment him.
Yep. And I might have to watch me some old Paul George highlights, some prime. Again, you could tell he looks a lot older, and it's just he don't move the same as he once was. But every once in a while, he'll just do something that look like the old Paul George. It's like he hit this nasty little between the legs pull up, and I was like, that shit too easy for Paul George. Y'all gonna have to get up. Y'all gonna have to get up on him. So it's good seeing them back in the vibe. And again, as they get older, it's good to see the awareness. And I only feel like that helps them extend their careers too.
Yeah.
So, team for me, I don't know if this is. They had a really good stretch in December. I also am rebuilding this team on 2K, so I don't know if this has something to do with it. The Nets. I'll be liking watching the Nets. MPJ is just, like I said, one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player to watch this season. I love seeing the confidence in real time. I really like Nick Claxton and Day'Ron Sharp, their bigs. Yegor Demon is my guy.
He is shooting the ball crazy he went from not being able to shoot to just knocking them down consistently.
Yeah, still got some things to work on, but the shot is definitely helping. So yeah, I don't know. It's something about this group that I really like, and I think Brooklyn always has had like a little bit of swag, the Brooklyn Nets and everything. They find themselves in close games when they on. Last night they got their heads kicked in. They kind of wasted my time tuning into that shit last night. I took the more on MPJ.
Yeah.
And his ass could not throw a rock in water. I'm watching them miss layups and stuff. But I've been enjoying the Nets as of late. And I'm very interested to see how they maneuver the trade deadline. I hope that they keep Claxton, Porter for the most part. But I understand the business. If they get something overwhelmingly good, they have to make a move and they have to cash in.
Mm-hmm.
And I also understand selling high on guys,
Yeah.
right? Selling high. So there is a world where they do make a trade. I am interested to see them navigate that. And I'm also so interested to see the draft lottery and see what they come out with, because I think this upcoming draft lottery could be make or break for the direction of their franchise, whether they are able to get one and leave with one of those guys, or if they are at like 6 and they don't get a franchise altering player.
Yeah.
It could just, so I'm intrigued.
If that doesn't happen, maybe they just like, shit, we got money. We can make things happen with all these, all the capital that we got. And they kind of just go the buy route instead of, trying to go through the draft. Because again, Brooklyn and in New York, like, they want to compete.
It's a big market, yeah.
They want to compete. They don't want to just hang out at the bottom. So I could see them kind of going in and like, we can't do it the draft way. Let's just buy back in.
Another team that I got is Detroit. I just love the defensive mentality. I love defensive-minded teams, and even when they're struggling offensively, they still have a shot to win. And then they just have good guys that like aren't even stars. Like Dennis Jenkins is coming in and giving them big minutes. Isaiah Stewart is playing I think he's going to be top 3 in DPOY voting. And then you just got Cade. Like Cade is coming in and just being all NBA guard level, and it's just the defensive identity of this team. I just love the fact that they're able to go out there and just shut teams down. Even if Cade isn't playing, they still go out there and Dennis Jenkins starts, and then boom, their defense is something that they can rely on to help them stay in that game. And then they come and they sometimes pull them out, and it's just like
I love that about them too. Physicality,
the defensive identity is throughout the entire team.
I always feel like a playoff game with them.
Yeah.
Always.
I keep thinking about this Jalen Brunson, Asar Thompson matchup. Because, again, after the playoffs, it just feels like something we're going to constantly see, especially if they see each other in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It feels like, at this point, Asar could win one of those. If it's a 7-game series, Asar could win 1 or 2 of those matchups.
Yeah,
where
I
he's
think
getting the
last
better
year-
of Jalen Brunson.
I think last year Asar just struggled with staying out of foul trouble. I think maybe having a year under his belt, he's now learned a little bit, and he knows what to do and what not to do in those situations, because Jalen Brunson is definitely probably a hard guy to not foul. So I think that year under his belt and that experience probably going to take.
And again, it's not even really about, and when I say like he's getting the better of Jalen Brunson, you don't cancel Jalen Brunson now. He's too good of a player. But again,
something like what Nembhard did.
He's the head of the snake, though.
Yeah.
If I could slow him down, and hey, we know Cat. He might show up. He might not show up. We know about the other guys. But if I'm worried about Jalen Brunson, because that's the head guy, and we can get Asar Thompson, if I'm the Pistons, he can win maybe 1 or 2 of those matchups, I might feel pretty confident. It's like maybe we can sneak the other 2. Yeah. Maybe we can, overwhelm them with the other 2. I feel good about just the matchup of Asar Thompson if they do go against the Knicks.
Yeah. We've seen him with Asar, Nembhard.
Isaiah Stewart just defended at a crazy
That's
level,
where it's going to be about the Knicks committing to the Mike Brown style of offense, where they doing all that with Jalen Brunson, but Mikal is initiating offense and playing with more confidence and comfortable with the ball in his hands, to where it ain't just Brunson at the top of the key having to shake Asar Thompson out of his boots, because you're just not going to be able to do that.
That's just a hard way to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to us and him for being able to do that like they did last year, but I wouldn't go into this playoffs trying to do it like that again. There's just no way. One of the teams that I still enjoy watching, we said a lot of good teams, but I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to say this because this dude that they're missing is so incredible. I am enjoying Jamal Murray running the show for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Some of these wins that they had, they beat the Celtics. They got out on the 76ers. Those are some really damn good wins. And to just see him trusting his teammates, making simple plays. One of those games, he had like 17 assists. I think that was against the Celtics. And a lot of that was just, again, trusting his teammates. He had some plays that he created and made, but a lot of those, when I rewatched every single assist and scoring play he was a part of, it was literally just basic. they're coming over to stop me. There's Peyton Watson. I'm kicking him the ball. Just no hesitation on who he's passing it to. Complete trust of his teammates, and they responded by knocking down the shots and garnering his trust even more.
You know what? You know what I just thought about too?
A few people.
And Peyton Watson's having a really good
Yeah.
I'm talking about, he's one of the names you feel like you got to bring up when you're talking about this stretch without Jokic. That's the damn role Kuminga's supposed to be in.
Somewhat, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I feel
Kuminga, here's the difference though.
yeah.
Peyton Watson, 30th overall pick or 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Kuminga was what, 8th, 7th?
Yeah.
That right there,
Yeah.
Jonathan Kuminga came in entitled, a little bit more entitled.
He was with Steph though.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
you're wrong. I'm just breaking
just
down
saying
the
sometimes
mentality.
you do got to kind of like understand I can still get my way, but I also have to I have to play the part.
Hey, well, you saying everything that we and the Golden State Warriors fans are probably watching this shit saying the same thing.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right with the Nuggets. They've been amazing, honestly. And again, I'd said like if Jokic was out and they had a certain amount of stretch of games, you're thinking that there's just no way in hell they can win those. But they've been really hooping. Again, Peyton Watson. I remember who was that said that when they lost Bruce Brown, they was like, we got
Peyton Watson is also playing. He be getting DMPs over there.
Yeah. He's like, we not worried about Bruce Brown because we got a 6'8" version of him, and he better. Do you remember that comment?
Yeah, that
I think
was,
about that all the time with Peyton Watson. I was like, shit, he doing his thing now. He
That was
might
Calvin
not be wrong.
Booth, who used to run the Nuggets.
I was like, he not wrong, and they got Bruce Brown back, so they got two of them.
But they don't have Calvin Booth.
I wouldn't say I enjoy this team, but the Cavs, I wouldn't say I fully enjoy them, but I'm
You like
trying-
tuning in and watch
I'm
Mavs.
tuning in to see when is there going to be like some sort of turnaround or like some sort of change.
But do you know they
And
feel
it's
like one game could be a turnaround, and then the next game he like
No,
they still
it
like,
felt like when they beat the Knicks, it felt like that was gonna be a turnaround. Garland was no, did we
No,
win
they
that
beat
game?
the Spurs. When
They beat the Spurs, but on Christmas Day, they almost beat us, but we came back and won it at the very
Yes,
end. Shout out to
yeah.
Jordan Clarkson and everybody. But they had a little stretch around that time where it looked like they was gonna get their stuff together. Then they eventually beat the Spurs. But I feel what you're saying. It feel like, oh, here it come, and then they
So yeah,
because they lost to somebody else.
They lost yesterday, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I just be
they
watching
lost to the
see
Timberwolves.
maybe there's some sort of hope. They're actually playing right now as we're speaking. They're playing the Timberwolves, who are red hot right now, on a 4-game winning streak, and they have now moved up to the 4th seed in the West. Shout out to the Timberwolves, man.
Man, they having a really good year.
Every year that you kind of question, because they always seem to lose someone important to the roster, and then they find a way to just make it work, and they right back into being one of the top seeds.
So that's
in the
what it
West.
was. They played the Knicks good, lost by 2, then lost by 17 to the Rockets. Then they beat the Spurs, they beat the Suns.
That
and they
Rockets
beat
team
the
was bad
Nuggets.
too.
Those are 3 really good wins.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of the Suns too. And they beat the Spurs by double digits. But then they lost to the Pistons, came back and beat the Pacers, but then they lost to the Timberwolves again last night. So, you know, that 3-game stretch was really nice for them though.
Oh, so they playing the Timberwolves on back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not back-to-back days, but back-to-back matchups.
Yeah.
Because yesterday they didn't play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah,
understand what you mean by that. You got any other teams, Mike?
Yeah, and I feel,
We kind of talked about them, so I'll throw them out there loosely. I'm enjoying the Celtics as well.
yeah, for sure.
Tough to see them lose that Nuggets game, but I like what they do.
I've been enjoying the Suns. Just like
I
they
put the
feel-
Suns and the Raptors kind of together. They like
the Raptors are there too.
They're the version of each other on each conference.
The way Jamal Shead has been playing, and Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, that team has just been really fun to watch.
I'm really liking CMB with them.
Yeah, me too. And again, it's just they missing the center, but even then, just having a guy like that has the switch ability, can play big man at the size he is and how fast he is, quick he is, it's just an intriguing prospect. And if anything, like the offense continues to grow, it can only be better for you. But he always feels like he kind of fits that mold. Remember Toronto, and again, it's different front office people in different regime, but they love the guys that are like switchable, 6'8", like they love
Chris
that type
Boucher.
of mode. They love that mode. For the Suns though, they just feel like, again, they could use just like upgrades. I feel like just any team could use upgrades talent wise, but they feel like a really good complete team. Like they have they have two-way or They have two-way players that are contributing with like Colin Gillespie. They have players that have stepped up from Dylan Brooks that came in a trade. They have Devin Booker who's been doing his thing. Mark Williams came over. He's been nice. Like they have a lot of things going well for a team that just traded Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I wonder what their offseason gonna look like.
Me too, man.
They have definitely overachieved, and I wonder how the front office is gonna be in this offseason. Are they gonna be aggressive, or are they just gonna be like, we just gonna run it back? Because there's a world where they just run it back and just see what's there, and then also maybe they get a fully healthy Jalen Green, and then they can really see what this team is like. But the fact that there's no timetable on return for Jalen Green is still crazy, because like he is supposed to be a big important piece of this team, and it's just that I would love to see this team with Jalen Green.
Me too, man. As far as the running back, I feel like they would make some type of move. I'm not here to say it would be the biggest move in the world or the universe, but they had too good of a season. Coach Odd has been really good for them. It's hard for me to believe that they would just run it back. They just exceeded expectations too much, and I think if you are able to prove to your franchise player Devin Booker that we can be better than we thought, we got to kind of double down on that and not because you run it back next year and you don't have the same success, you're going to look like a damn fool.
Yeah, I'm super curious to see what happens with Jalen Green. Because even if he's really doing his thing, I wonder if they still explore a trade, because
he plays the same position as Devin Booker, and we're a team that needs other things.
And eventually it's like, man, I want to see what I'd rather just have Colin Gillespie out there, instead, and like explore the avenues and see what else we could do with it. It could be I guess, an avenue where Jalen Green he just fits in, and they're like, you know what, he was kind of what we were missing. Let's just kind of rock out then.
Yeah, and then just kind of let Book be the PG.
I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of like, and this goes back to the point where we don't have the traditional point guards anymore. But I'm so sick of these like
the hybrids.
Let's just run our forwards as point guards. Let's just have them break down the defense and do all that. Like, I understand it from a talent perspective, but it's just like, man, I'm so sick of that route. Can we go other routes, man? Can we put D-Book in his natural position and let him get a point guard? That don't mean the point guard taking the ball out of his hand.
What point guard would you want in the backcourt with him? Realistically. Don't tell me Bronson.
Because they did try Tyus Jones. But then
Tyus Jones, they've been good for a minute now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I like similar things to what Colin Gillespie doing.
Jalen Suggs? What if the Magic made him available?
I think so. And again,
but they wouldn't want fucking
They wouldn't
Green.
want Jalen Green.
Yeah. DeJounte Murray? DeJounte Murray is going to come back at some point, and the Pelicans are going to have fears. And
I wouldn't mind it. It just depends on what version of DeJounte we get.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's
I
got
see.
Achilles.
Yeah.
But DeJounte is a forgotten about point guard that will return to a team that just drafted a point guard.
Imagine we ain't never had Darrick Fisher. Just had Kobe at PG. So he ain't need nobody to set you.
Kobe might be.
Yeah, that might be the wrong. But it's just like, man, Darrick Fisher knew who to get that damn ball to. He gave it to her every time.
Yeah, you're right.
It wasn't no setting up.
Well, but we don't have Darrick Fishers in today's game.
We don't.
There is no Darrick Fisher.
We don't.
I
think Mike Conley's like one of the last ones.
Yeah.
He's literally on his way out.
Yeah.
He used to be
And
playing.
even Mike Conley is a souped-up version. Mike Conley's an all-star. Darrick Fisher wasn't even thought about to be a fucking all-star.
Who are the other players like that? It's like they. And I don't want
Shane
to
Battier? He is a 3-and-D wing. He is 3-and-D. When you talk about 3-and-D, Shane Battier is actually fucking guarding, and he can actually shoot 40% from three. That's an actual three, and that's a time where we wasn't even using that term 3-and-D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was never an all-star type of guy. No more.
But he was one of them dudes. I ain't one on me. He used to do that shit where he put
your
that
hand in the face without fouling. Oh my gosh.
You know what he did too.
Oh my gosh.
He say, never mind.
You finna say he pissed on his hand?
No, he's digging his ass and put. They know they missing that shot.
Motherfucker face it up. What the fuck? Airball this shit.
Hell no.
You just contest my shot with fingers smelling like 2 packs of ass?
2 packs of ass. All in my face, man.
Is that dookie crumbs you just put on my nose, fouling me in my face? he contested a shot. Next
Players
thing you know,
too cool now.
He getting his ass
Players
bust.
too cool to do that now.
They
Too
don't even
cool.
contest
So
them.
is that what you're saying? They don't make players no more. That's just like what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody trying to be a fucking all-star.
Everybody wants to just have a mode. It's like you gonna be the point
So
guard.
you
We
saying
gonna
don't
put-
add to your fucking game. Be simple.
Yeah.
Be a
They got
specialist.
these players acting out of body sometimes.
Do we have a Luol Deng? I guess.
Like a Swiss,
like a
like a do
OG.
everything wing.
Oh, Giannobi's came to my mind a little
And you
bit.
know what? I see it too. Because you remember how Luol used
Luol
to be
got a little bit
stiff.
more of a bag though.
Yeah. I
Luol
don't-
used to be stiff with it though.
But he had a bag though.
He
OG
did?
got a little, but
I
Luol got
think
more.
Luol's a better passer too.
Yeah, well, Luol Deng is a better basketball player than OG Anunoby all
Yeah.
around. But I see what you mean.
Yeah, they don't. It's hard to find.
You
a
can get
Luol
that
Deng.
bitch to Luol and he can make something happen every once in a while.
Yeah.
OG making something happen, he gonna take a shot. You just gotta pray he makes that shit. And this year he been making it. I give him that credit. He been making it. Do we got who? We don't got enough fuck it players.
Oh,
We don't got no J.R. Smith and Swaggy Peas. Those type of motherfuckers get benched.
I thought Jordan Clarkson was, but Jordan Clarkson has kind of been like a hard head guy. Even like he was the guy that had that.
It's probably the most complete I've ever seen Jordan Clarkson be.
But yeah, that fucking thing. Yeah.
That's a good question.
It is
Cam
Jordan
Thomas
Poole.
tried.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole. Yeah, Jordan Poole.
I think he got too much fucking in his system.
But yeah, I think
Cause like
it's,
he just be shooting. He'll sometimes just shoot from the logo, the hash. He's just all over the place. when he
MPJ
shooting,
right
man.
now is a fucking dude.
But his shit is organized.
Yeah, his shit is a lot better than
It's organized. He's
Swaggy
coming off
P in now.
screens.
Yeah.
It plays being set for him. Jordan Poole just bring that motherfucker up and he'll just shoot
Hey,
it.
we
with-
don't got no Jordan Crawford. Who
No.
if we was growing up in the time like we did way back then, but let's just say it's in 2025. Yeah, who's the teams we picking? And there's a Gerald Green on 2K. Like,
The closest thing I kind of thought about it, and he not no Gerald Green, but like Malik Monk is one of them dudes. It's like
Malik Monk, yeah.
Malik Monk is
Malik Monk.
he's at his best when it's like you let him rock off the
Look,
bench.
Malik Monk is a great answer.
Yeah.
But remember back then, you could play with the Wizards and you can have 30 with Swaggy P. You could play with the Knicks and have JR give you 30. You can go get the Suns with Gerald Green.
And he not in that mode right now, especially because it's just like they don't got their guy. But if Benedict Mathurin was off the bench for the Pacers again, I think he would be in
I
that
can see that.
same mode
I
where
can
it's
see
just
that.
like shit. I got to get my 20.
I can see that. I guess Shaden Sharp. I
Yeah.
guess guys are just maybe more positioned to be featured more. But yeah,
Yeah.
there are still some guys. I could see like if we grew up in today in that time, but today's game, yeah, we probably be picking the Blazers trying to go crazy with Shaden
I mean,
Sharp.
Jalen Green has it.
Jalen Green, I guess.
He
yeah.
definitely does have it.
So about City Sudoku, you slide in Shaden Sharp into the starting lineup.
Yup. But that's the thing. He already starts.
Yeah.
Back then, we had to go find those guys and make them starters, or you would have a gal lock who you can go crazy with, or you could put Giannis at point guard before But I don't know.
Watch our Blazers sometimes. City Sudoku and Caleb Love make me a little worried about Scoop. I don't know what they play so good. I just don't know I don't know what the future.
Scooter
looks
just had to come back on straight bullshit. He had to
Yeah.
come back terrorizing motherfuckers. Look like a whole new player we ain't seen, like Keontae George.
Yeah.
Not saying he would be playing the same as Keontae George, but I'm saying a turnaround of production, he would have to have just like he put everything together.
You know what I miss?
What you miss?
I don't miss, but I miss the nostalgia of it. The post up fours, like David Lee's, Carl
Millsap,
Landry's, and Zach Randolph's.
LaMarcus.
It's like now it's only the center that really gets set unless you like LeBron
But that's why I like
or
Jaren
Jason
Jackson.
Tatum.
Jaren Jackson give you a little
Yeah.
bit of that. He's one of the few power forwards that he'll go in there and say, I got a mismatch, give me the ball. He'll
Julius
drive.
Randle sometimes a post
Julius
up.
Randle. But yeah, a lot of these other guys are going to sit around that perimeter, and every once in a while they'll get close to the basket, but they not just like majority of the time posting up. Evan Mobley just not about to just be like, hey. He'll get down there every once in a while, seal a man. But yeah, I guess it's just the game.
Yeah,
Guess
because
it's
even
just
then
the
it's
game.
like, oh, he got the mismatch. Let him get it down
Yeah.
low. But
Grizzlies was playing against y'all, and Jaren Jackson had a mismatch, and they ain't even give him the fucking ball. That's how I was watching that like, yeah, I'm an old head, because it's like, give him the
Who
fucking
was it?
basketball.
Who was it? I was watching the Timberwolves, and Rudy Gobert had he had a nice move where he had went to the cup and he got
He got an
tough
N1. He got an N1.
I don't remember if it was the N1, but like he had a tough finish. And the next possession down, Julius Randle was looking at him because he had, I think, like somebody small on his back. And Julius Randle kind of gave him the look like, all right, I'm going to give you the ball. He threw the ball into him, and that shit got taken away. It's just like, yeah, I understand it, bro. It's just like, we'd rather not do that. The post-ups, especially unless you Joel Embiid, Jokic, or some of these upcoming guys like a Sengun, you just not getting that shit on the regular. Even then mismatches be feeling like players would rather shoot the three and you try to get the rebound than me give you the ball to the dumb down.
I'm definitely with that.
Yeah.
I have the same mindset in 2K. Like we played with my boy. We've been playing with Joel from Pick a Side.
Yeah.
And you heard me tell him yesterday, I'm like, you might have to be a kick it out candidate. When you get the offensive rebound, the way your dude go up, you might have to. We better off just throwing that bitch back out to me and let me or Mike shoot another three.
Yeah, I remember last year when Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert was like
Going at it, he threw that motherfucker to
and he
him.
threw him a bullet.
Bro, Julius Randle passed the ball like he mad at you.
Hey, you saw Julius Randle's son hooping?
No,
Bro.
he didn't.
Better mock him up.
He nice.
Better
Now?
mock him up.
How old is his son?
I don't know, but he's bigger than everybody. You could tell he's going to be strong like his dad. And you could tell he watches his dad, which I know as a Knicks fan, they used to have the clips of like him on his iPad watching the games, getting mad, super emotional, which means he's a basketball purist. He cares, he loves it. But for him to be bigger and stronger than everybody this age, he has a ball handle and passing ability like his fucking dad.
I was going to say,
and I believe he was left-handed.
Julius Randle, as much people like to complain about Julius Randle,
He's a fucking dog.
He's a really good basketball player.
And Julius Randle came up in a time where I was coming up as a player, and Julius Randle would dominate our like age group. Julius Randle was the shit when we was like, he was like the number one player. He was fucking everybody up. He played with another guy by the name of like it was a white guy who could do it all. I forgot. He was highly rated too, but he was a little younger. He was supposed to be the shit, but they played on like the same AAU team. He might have played with my guy, what's his name, that went to Florida. Fuck, I forget his name. But Julius Randle was, man, he was terrorizing high school competition.
Julius Randle looks so weak
Because he was
as a
6'8".
rookie.
He was strong as fuck. You couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
He looked like fucking LeBron if you go watch his high school highlights. Left-handed, though, just like, yaka. Get the ball off the rebound, push it, get the fuck off me, bully ball, dunk, yaka. Julius Randle was a fucking monster. And watching his son highlights yesterday, I'm like, oh, yeah.
I'm talking about all-around player. He's an all-around player.
His son is going to be the same way and might be better because I'm guessing he'll be around NBA stuff and have quality shit, you know.
That's why it's crazy hearing the stories where like a guy like Joel Embiid didn't pick up a basketball till his later days in life. But then you see him go on to be an MVP. And it's like, how do guys just learn it that fast? I feel like everybody who you see in the NBA, they've been like, that's that shit that they like slept, dreamed, and believed in since they was like young. But then you get the guys who sometimes you get those random stories where like they ain't pick up the ball till high school.
Embiid is crazy because, I mean, he's just one of the best skilled centers we've ever seen.
Vic did the same thing. Vic wanted to play soccer. Vic didn't even want to play basketball. He just got too tall.
They said, boy, you know you're not finna play soccer, right? You 6'8" and you 9.
How you gonna reach? If you playing goalie, how you gonna reach down for the ball?
Shit, he gonna reach up when they kicking it. He gonna cover all of the goal. But yeah, man, I just wanted to say that Mr. and Mrs. Randle, y'all get ready. Y'all about to have 1 million letters coming to y'all door. Shit, if I was a college coach, I would have gave him an offer right after that. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's what's wrong with college basketball. But I would have been calling Julius Randle, his wife, immediately like, hey, I know y'all's son is 7, but in 11 years, when he's ready for college, our program will be interested if I'm still here, because it's hard to think that you'll be coached somewhere for 11 years.
But I'm looking at these like old pictures of Julius Randle.
When he had the fucking mohawk and shit.
Mohawk, no facial hair, bro. It's just like,
and you know what thing I love about Julius Randle?
Bro.
Julius Randle always had incredible fucking My Team cards.
Yeah.
He was one of my guys that I loved his My Team cards, man. I love seeing Julius Randle do his thing, man. Shout out to Juju. There was something that I wanted to Darrick, we was crying laughing, bro. We seen you go to that lobster thing. One of them sandwiches you had, bro, Mike, I was almost said he called me. He hit me up on the Discord. It was like, P, who the hell was that dude you was talking about the other day with his reactions when something is good? Because he was saying you had a similar reaction. When you bit the burger, you was like, You know what part I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's a guy. I'm gonna see if you know his name. I know his name. But when he takes something, he take his glass off, he throw it.
The black dude in Jersey, New York?
Jordan the Stallion.
Jordan the Stallion.
You've seen his videos.
He'll
The black
taste-
dude with the beard? Is that his name? No.
Every black dude damn near got a
like
beard.
everybody cousin. But no, he does have a beard, I think. Right?
He do.
But he'll
do.
try something.
He do have.
or
He said he
he'll
had
make
glasses
something.
too, right?
Yeah, he'll take
Yeah.
his glass off and throw it. Like, damn, that's good. And put on another pair.
I always see him do the recipes where you're like, this recipe can't be that good.
Yeah, that too.
And then he do the recipe and then he overreacts.
Oh, Jordan. Yeah. I ain't seen Jordan content in a minute. But yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Your reaction was how he be when he throwing the glasses. You bit
Okay.
that shit, you rolled your head back with your eyes. Like, these motherfuckers ain't never make some shit this good.
But then you just started dancing version, jerking.
Did he?
Yes, you didn't see that part?
No. You jerked?
A slight second, yeah.
I did not see that.
I ain't busting down the full.
He didn't do no pin
moveset.
drop now, but he definitely was happy.
Man. So where was that?
It popped up on 75th and James Avenue at that Walgreens. In that same lot as that Walgreens.
I seen it and I was like, that looked familiar. So that
Yeah, I
makes
was trying to
sense.
figure out what Walgreens that was.
It's across the street from the Jewel.
Wait, what type of place is it?
It's a lobster rolls.
That makes
I'm
sense.
gonna tell my girl
It's by
about
that
that place.
pizza place you used to like.
It's in Bolingbrook today.
I know
think.
exactly where it is.
I think they moved. I think they went to Bolingbrook today.
right by that Walgreens.
I don't
So
know.
that
I don't
by
know where they in Bolingbrook today.
It's by Doggy Diner. It was by Doggy Diner. Yeah.
over there. Yeah, but yeah, I guess we have one here in Chicago, but there's a few in other cities too. It just wasn't as good as it was when I was in New York. Maybe
Yeah, because I saw you was like, man, this shit tastes like I got COVID.
yeah,
Said ain't no flavor in my mouth. I need flavor in my mouth.
because like the lobster just wasn't hidden like it did when we was in New York.
What was the best item that you had?
It was the garlic butter roll.
Yeah, you went back and asked for that shit. You said I miscalculated that.
Yeah.
Let me get that. Fuck that.
Yeah, I didn't see it on the menu at first, but then I saw it when I was rereading it. I was like, hold on, I need that.
There's this place that I want to go to. I don't know where it's at, but if they ever came and like how they did for you, I would go. Where you bring your own bag of chips or own food, and the dudes,
they make it for you.
yeah, you won't be seeing them. It's
I've
like
seen
one
that. There's
specific-
one in Chicago too,
It's
but
one-
it's not like a truck. It's like a actual location.
Okay. It's one truck I always see like on YouTube that pop up, and it be people bringing all type of stuff, and they got ground beef, chicken, I think they got gyro meat, and they just load your shit up.
That shit sounded. I love a good bag or bowl. And nachos to me is like, especially with Doritos, it's just that's like one of my favorite foods. Like I could fuck up some
Hey,
nachos with some Doritos.
With
as the
Doritos,
base.
that shit get critical.
That's why
Yeah.
I used to go to
Spicy,
Speedway all the
the
time.
spicy nacho.
Oh man, I love some good nachos, man.
I used to just go to Speedway, and you know how you can do the little nachos.
Yeah,
I used to
and
just
you
go
can
put
put
that
cheese
Flavor
in
House
there.
or something.
Yeah.
Yep. Let that shit. Hey,
That
I like,
shit's so bad for you, bro.
it's so bad.
That's
for
why
you.
it's not an
so bad
everyday
for you.
thing.
So bad for you. I used to like to do that and then let the shit get soggy.
Oh, I like them crunchy.
You
I like
told
them
me that.
crunchy.
Yeah, I like them crunchy too, but I love that little one at the bottom.
When it's
that's
all
what's sitting there.
melted,
Yeah.
just straight red.
Yeah, that should be a hit, boy.
Did you like the hot Cheetos? Are you a hot Cheetos fan?
I like it with everything. Yeah, hot Cheetos. Now, hot Cheetos, I don't like the meat with. I just want the cheese and the
Oh,
chips.
for real? I like the meat still with it.
I like the meat with the Doritos. It's just
Doritos?
easy to scoop.
Yeah.
I don't want no fucking.
I usually eat mine with a fork anyway.
True.
Okay.
I don't like
Or like
my
the
hands
cheese,
getting-
keep it together.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. With the Doritos, I'm a hands-on nacho eater.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you gotta walk in taco, or you gotta.
Because when they make nachos at the deli, I tell them I don't want the normal
Well,
nacho
yeah.
chips.
Here, you need a fork because you about to be at work. You tell them what?
I don't want the normal nacho chips. I want Doritos.
And when I make nachos at home, I do this like I don't like melting cheese on my nachos. I like shredded cheese on my shredded
Really?
cheese on my
I like
nachos.
melted cheese.
I feel
I
like
like both. Yeah,
I do
I
both.
was I like both.
I don't like when my nachos get extra soggy, so I'd rather just get the cheese from the shredded cheese.
It never gonna get soggy with shredded cheese, and you just melt it in the microwave.
No, I don't melt it. It'll melt from the heat of the meat, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's the only way. I'll just eat it like that.
So you just like a bunch of shredded cheese.
Yeah, I used to do it where I would get like the nacho cheese and I'll make the melted nacho cheese, but it was like, it's just too much. This shit is also hard to clean too. I hate cleaning up like melted
Bro,
cheese.
that shit is so fucking hard.
So
to
I was like, I'd rather just sprinkle the cheese on it and I'm good. Like this is perfect for
But
me.
melted cheese, like the nacho cheese, is so fucking good, bro.
It is.
That's some
made
paper plate
macaroni.
shit though.
Are you talking?
I try to put that on paper plates,
Yeah.
but I do have to make it in a microwave safe bowl, and that shit does get messy. Or if you put it in a pot,
last week.
Yeah, I usually do the
I
pot.
love making homemade cheese.
that shit is tough to clean up though.
That's what
You gotta like clean it immediately,
Yeah.
and that way it don't. Because if you don't,
It
and
get
a little
hard, then you put the
yeah.
hot water back on it and it melts it, and now you dealing with melted cheese
Yeah.
again. It's just
And if you got a
awkward.
sponge, it's getting all on the sponge. You gotta throw the
Yeah.
fucking sponge
Ooh,
away after.
I don't like that sponge when they got some melted cheese on it.
I don't like that sponge with nothing on it.
Facts.
I be having to buy so many sponges because it's like, man, once I use it, it's just gone.
Y'all use Scrub Daddies?
Yeah.
I got
Hell
scrub
yeah.
daddies and scrub mamas. You ever seen the scrub mama? You ain't up in your game.
Maybe.
You ain't up in
I
your
don't-
game.
What the scrub mamas do? Is they just smaller?
Is that the stick?
I have the stick,
I
but a
have the
scrub
stick one.
mama is it's another version of scrub daddy, just for them to include the mamas.
Oh.
But I bought one for Dana.
Maybe I
That
have.
Scrub
And I
Daddy
just don't remember.
Be cleaning the hell about that stove too.
Yeah.
What be cleaning the stove?
Dana
Them
cleans the
scrub
stove.
daddies.
Oh yeah. Let's see, Scrub Mommy Sponge. Oh yeah, I've seen these.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've had these too.
Yeah, but we had scrub daddies, scrub mamas. I got regular sponges, and then I have the stick that you can pour the soap and
Yeah,
stuff
pour
into.
the stick. Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's real nice. I love the stick one. That's probably like my primary use of cleaning dishes.
yeah. I just had to use that for. We got like a little rack that goes into the sink. I had to
Yeah.
take it out and clean. Yeah. So.
Y'all
And then
ready?
what I do is the older one, I use to clean the pet bowls, and then the new one is for.
Damn, fuck the pets.
What you mean?
Why they gotta get the older shit?
Because it's not like it require a lot of work.
Y'all ready for the
You
night?
did them dirty, huh?
Y'all ready for the night?
You just reminded me. I got to figure out, because that's tonight, I got to figure out something good to eat with this. Nachos would have been perfect, but I just made ground beef tacos the other day,
We just did that too.
and I bought the Dorito shells.
Oh,
Bro, fucking hit. Those Dorito shells I bought was better than fucking Taco Bell shells.
yeah.
But
That's
I
why
had the soft shells and I had the Dorito shells.
you be having some of the. We got, I think, the fire sauce and the hot sauce Taco Bell sauce is in the fridge.
For Christmas, one of the things Ari got me was this big ass case of hot sauces.
You
Got
a
all
hot-
these different hot sauces.
I didn't know you was a hot sauce guy.
I'm not, but when I make tacos, I love taco hot sauce.
Yeah.
So when she got me this, I'm like, what the hell could this be? And I opened, I saw tacos. I mean, hot sauces. I'm like, I can't even really eat hot stuff like that no more. But then I saw why she bought it. She like, see, and it was the green jalapeno hot sauce that I put on all my tacos.
Oh.
And so I always buy the one at
Trader Joe's?
no, Chipotle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Damn, what is that one called? Fuck.
Right, it's a shit. It's a shit we
Tobacco, yeah, tobacco
Tabasco.
sauce.
I always get the
Tabasco,
Tabasco
yeah.
sauce. Tobacco sauce would be crazy. You know?
Tabasco
Tabasco.
sauce.
Eating cigarettes. I always have that in the house for when I make chicken taco or
Yeah.
any tacos.
That green one is good.
The green one is so fucking good.
I like grabbing it even with my Chipotle ball.
That's how I got put onto it by
Yeah.
getting Chipotle, and so I always keep that in the house. So Ari got me that. There's some other hot sauces. I'm not gonna eat that shit. It's a habanero. I'm not eating that shit.
Yeah.
But the two taco hot sauces, I eat, and so she got me that. And for whatever reason, because I make chicken tacos some days I make I really like ground beef tacos. I don't eat steak anymore, so I don't eat steak or steak tacos anymore. But yeah, the other day those tacos I made were some of the best ones. It's always crazy when you make something that you always make, and on one particular day it's like, this shit hitting different. What the fuck did I do today?
Probably just seasoning it a little different.
That I definitely seasoned that bitch a little differently. Same season.
Was you extra hungry? Sometimes when you be hungry, you starving,
You're
you waiting
right.
on your food, it
You're
do
right.
be hitting extra
But that
hard.
shit was so good that I thought about nachos. I'm like, because I had the leftovers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, these leftovers will hit if I could have used them for nachos, but I didn't have any nacho chips. I didn't have no nacho cheese.
I haven't made homemade tacos. I never make homemade tacos, actually.
Really? What you mean? You just always
Actually-
buy them somewhere?
I mean, yeah. I mean, a few months ago, I did make quesadilla tacos in the crock pot.
I make that shit once a week. I'm
Yeah.
either making chicken or ground beef. I know they be in the house. Like, you making tacos?
We got
again?
that little like, it's like the flat top pan.
Yeah.
She'll make quesadillas on those all day because they ain't nothing but some
Dana
cheese,
already
some
love
meat.
quesadillas.
She'll make those all
Yeah.
day, and then she'll make tacos on them too.
quesadilla, so I like a good quesadilla.
Grill up my chicken, chop it all up, throw it back in there, put my chicken taco seasoning on it, throw my, what I'll do is I'll season my chicken, I'll let it sit for a second. Then I chop up my bell peppers. I'll oil the pan and I'll saute and get those bell peppers a little softer. I'll dump those back out on the cutting board. I'll throw in that chicken. I like charred chicken. And so I found out that when I make the bell peppers first, it kind of chars, because I can't, you have to have an actual outside grill to char some chicken. But to get the closest thing,
Unless you get a what is it called? The black skillet. The
cast iron. I tried to use a cast iron. That motherfucker, talk about cleaning some shit. I ain't got the time to be doing that shit.
You got a what's it called, glaze the
Season
pan
it.
again
Yeah,
after
season
seasoning
Man,
the pan.
so
after
much.
again.
I got a cast iron that I don't use, and that bitch so heavy that I'm mad I don't use it because I'm like, I shouldn't even bought this shit because I tried to cook chicken on that
Maybe the
bitch.
opposite. Elena be using it all the time. I'm like, bro, you don't need to use this to just heat something up real quick.
Oh, she use it for everything?
Yeah, I be
I don't
like
like
this-
the cleaning it. Cleaning it is
Yeah.
so messy. And I tried to use my cast iron to make a fucking burger. And that shit it got like stuck on it and it became so hard to clean. I'm never using this shit again.
Yeah.
I'm never using this shit again. But yeah,
We got a big one and we got like a small one, and like
that
be
bitch so
like-
heavy, boy.
they do,
yeah, they
they
definitely
do,
have
they
it.
be good though.
Mine just sit
like-
on the stove.
It just-
Don't really
yeah.
put it in the cabinet because it's so heavy.
Yeah,
we
so
put it either on top of the stove or it just sits in the oven.
Yeah.
I got a drawer that it sits in at the bottom. But yeah, man, them tacos. I got to get on my
You go-
I want to perfect my burger. My burger be good, but I want it to be great all the time. Sometimes I make it and I be like, yeah, it's cool. Sometimes I make it like this shit hidden. I need to take my burger game up a notch.
Yeah, I don't make homemade burgers. I don't know. I would do it, but my girl don't really like homemade burgers.
Yeah, Dana don't either, but sometimes I just make it for myself.
She'll order burgers when we out, but like homemade, she just say she don't really care. She don't even she don't really care for them.
Yeah.
I have to make them because I need a certain lean ground beef. And a lot of the restaurants that sell burgers, they don't be lean. Like they be 85-15. That's not lean enough
You need
for me.
90-10.
I need like 90. I be getting 94.6, 93.7.
Oh.
The leanest that they have to offer.
Yeah. Burgers, I mean, they not hard to make at all. Like,
Nah,
they quick.
yeah. You just
That's
put that
why-
bitch in there.
That's why I say I make them every once in a while. I like making them on the grill than I like making them on the damn stove or counter.
Oh yeah, a grill burger is like
Grill burgers be
it's
so
unmatched.
once you put some on that fire and that charcoal,
It's nothing like it.
it always go up.
If I had that and I knew how and I had the time to do that, I would probably cook like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll always tell my mom, like, hey, can you grill some burgers? Grill fucking some chicken.
Yeah.
For Christmas, my auntie got me a pamphlet of like coupons, and one of them is like, she'll make the jerk chicken stuff that I like. Bro, matter of fact,
You finna hit it up right now.
I should have hit her up earlier this week so I could have had it for today. That would have been real good for today.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait to pull out that grill again.
What's the best thing you be making on there? I remember you had a grilling streak.
The only reason I'm not on that streak is the weather. I
Yeah.
would definitely be out there.
Steaks, chicken, burgers, instead of throwing the chicken in the oven.
I love grilled
I'll
steak.
Take it out.
I don't
take it
eat steak
outside
no
and
more.
Throw it on the grill.
I miss grilled
why
steak,
we
bro.
when
I
I was
miss grilled steak.
when I was grilling, I felt like we was doing steak tacos every week or so. Cause when I was grilling, I would put, some steaks up there, and we wouldn't eat them that day. We would just cut them up, and then the very next day we'll kind of like put it back in the oven, and we'll just make steak tacos out of that.
Yeah.
That shit was so good. It was like when I was grilling, I was prepping meals for the next like 3-4 days. It was a lot easier than just cooking on the stove. You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure, because and then also you don't have to clean the grill.
Right.
You just kind of walk. You just walk away from it. Let it cool off. Put the lid back on. Put the cover on it.
Hell yeah. I
You
do be
done.
seeing people to take the onion
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you could do
And
that.
just-
Yeah.
that shit is dope. Yeah, y'all finna have me hit my mama up and tell her I need her to grill. I might have my mama barbecue for my birthday in March, cause
Them barbecues be so underrated.
it's so underrated. Have the family, the friends come through. D Millie come grab a plate real quick. Another episode of Numbers on the Board. KB, if you watch this, we hope that you're getting some rest that you need and that you deserve. Everybody else, we hope y'all have an incredible weekend. Enjoy this football festivities that's happening over the next day or so.
Good,
And
better, best, baby.
we will be back for y'all on Monday with Small Ball from Kenny Beecham, and then the Numbers on the Board podcast will resume again on Tuesday with our linear show, our full-blown podcast, and then we'll have Teed Up Wednesday and Numbers on the Board for the rest of the week. Let's load up, get us some rest, and we'll be back locked in for the upcoming week. We out. Peace.